like sweat. That Mark was heading. Look. I'm living at the speed of light cause I'm just trying to make it. Shit is too real, nigga. I can't even fake it. Early morning moving out the roots. He let the beats build, bitch. And we never switch. Even if I'm rich, I'll be broke like I'm Mitch. Niggas talking down, but that's headed in the wrong direction. But I knock that shit out like the boxing section. Cause they can't touch what they can't see. All I gotta do is be the same me. All I gotta do is keep it G. Always be the same me. While I'm solid, boy, they can't change me. No.
All right. We live. Another night in the boxing section. How's everybody doing tonight? We're gonna talk about some fights, man. Get everybody's weekend wrap up. You know, I know everybody's still trying to decompress from the Big Bud and Porter fight last night. Porter's reaction. Where does Porter's legacy stand now that he's retired? Where do we see him in the pantheons of great in the pantheon of greats? Is he a Hall of Famer? Is he not a Hall of Famer? How will Shawn Porter be remembered in his career? Bud Crawford, where does he go going forward? How does he sit around and wait, or does he take a fight in between? Because nobody really knows what Errol Spence's plans are, or when he's coming back. So it's going to be a lot of wait and see right now in that welterweight division. Hey, Mark West, what's going on, man? It's your brother DJ stepping in for Kyle right now. He'll be over shortly. G Brown, what's going on? Yeah, but the link is in the chat for anybody who wants to join the panel. Yeah, Demetrius Andrade, man. Does he finally get the big fight that he's been waiting on? You know what I mean? Does he get a big fight? I believe he's well overdue for a big fight. We gotta, as fans, we gotta start calling for these fights. I think he did his part by going in there and sleeping a guy in Peter Quigley, who was ranked in the top 10 in the WBO at the time. And what does he get next? Does he get the winner of Triple G Murata, or does Jaime Munguia finally take that fight? And Jaime Munguia could have took that fight this weekend or last weekend because they fought within a week of each other. Jaime Munguia could have been fighting for a belt, but he chose otherwise. And I've made this point before. It seems as if there's always a bigger fight. There's always a bigger fight on the table when Demetrius Andrade's name comes up. So what's good, Mark West? I appreciate you for coming through, man. Appreciate you for coming through. Yeah, see everybody's still over in the barbershop. Everybody slowly work their way on over here. But yeah, where does he go next? Does he sit around and wait for that fight, or does he just take another fight? Does he finally move up and accept that David Benavidez smoke? What happens in the super middleweight division? Kendall, what's going on, man? What's going on? Appreciate you for coming through. Does Demetrius Andrade, if he doesn't get a Triple G or Jamal Charlo fight, does he move up and accept those challenges? And if Canelo really did vacate, what's next for the super middleweight division? Who will be the next guy to reign supreme over there? Will it be David Benavidez? Will it be Caleb Plant? Will it be somebody we hadn't heard of? Will it be David Morrell Jr.? The man's got a lot of shout out to President Jafar, man. Welcome back to the show. D Will, what's going on, my brother? Appreciate you for getting that troll out of here last night, man. I really appreciate that. Anytime y'all see somebody, just posting some outlandish stuff, this is the boxing section. We let everybody get their points out. We let everybody get their points out, man. But if it ever becomes a time where it's just disrespectful or they just trying to troll, try to get the channel in trouble, If you have a wrench, get him out of here, man. Get him out of here. Yeah, Andrade need to go up and wait. Charlo gonna continue to duck. Man, listen, it's a shame when you got two American champions in the same weight class and they won't fight each other. But right now it seems like Jamal Charlo, for whatever reason, a lot of people point back to that fight a few years ago when Demetrius Andrade pulled out of that fight with his twin brother Jamel at 154. But in my opinion, that happened years ago. Now, it didn't cost me any money. It cost them, according to Jamal, it cost him $50,000 in a training camp. But it's not my money, so it's easy for me to complain about it and say it's not anything. But these guys need to be fighting, man. They need to be fighting. Demetrius Andrade's at the point in his career where he's about to be 34 years old and is yet to have a career-defining fight. President Jafar, man, I see a lot of these Bud fans are still riding high from his big win last night, a career-defining win, if I say so myself. But what happens next with Bud, man? I think he's in a wait and see situation. Personally, I'd like to see him sign a 2-fight deal with PBC. And one of those fights are going to be Arrow. Who the other fight is going to be, I have no clue. It could be 2 fights with Arrow. Who knows? But I believe if they can get Canelo, if they can get Canelo to come over there and sign for at least 1 fight, they can get Terrence Crawford to come over there and sign. And I think it'll be significantly less than what they paid Canelo. If they can give Canelo $40 million, they can gladly give Terrence Crawford 10. You know what I mean? I mean, 10 or 20 or, whatever. But I'm not in the business of counting these guys' money. You know what I mean? But I think PBC can afford it, to say the least. I think Showtime or Fox would gladly pick up that fight. They'd gladly give them that fight. Ugas and let me see. Great win for Bud last night for sure. I was hearing a lot of narratives thrown around, like people are trying to take credit away from Bud. Nobody took credit away from Bud. Bud did what he had to do to win the fight. He landed that uppercut. That first knockdown was more vicious than the second one, in my opinion, because he ran straight into that beautifully timed uppercut by Bud Crawford, man. Shawn Porter ran right into it, and it set him down and stopped all his momentum. Looked like Shawn Porter got shot last night. So, yeah, man. Ugas and Errol in the 2-fight PBC deal. Hey, I'd love to see it. I like unification fights. Kenny Porter cost me a lot. I had Bud to knock out Porter. Yeah, I think Kenny Porter cost a lot of people some money last night, but he also won a lot of people some money. President Jafar said, we'll take that. Yeah, a lot of people weren't happy with the stoppage, man, just because, in my opinion, we've seen Shawn Porter go through those similar situations before, and he came out swinging, so to speak. So I think for sure, man, I believe it was an early stoppage, but it's no need to complain about it now. Shawn Porter didn't complain about it in the ring, but I also think that was part of him being respectful to his father. So, I mean, they have a different type of relationship. What we got? Brother Code 10, welcome to the show. The Charlos made that money 10 times over since that incident with Boo Boo. Jamal needs to get over it and snatch that belt. Exactly. I just want Demetrius Andrade to get his opportunity, man. He's been denied so long for an opportunity to unify. So I just want him to finally get his opportunity, just like O'Shaquie Foster. I'm glad O'Shaquie Foster is finally getting his opportunity to go after a belt. His next fight is a title eliminator. So if he wins that, he'll be the mandatory to Oscar Valdez. Whether or not he'll get that fight is another thing. But if he pushes hard enough for it, him being the mandatory, he should get it. But we all know the WBC stands for We Be Crooks. And, so we'll see what happens with that. President Jafar said, "Yep, at least give Bud a $20 million guarantee for the unification fights. We'll take that." Yeah. See, that fight could happen. See, my dream card would be have Bud and Spence at the top of it. You have I don't know his situation right now, but you put Speedy Rashidi on that card. You get a mixture of Golden Boy and PBC fights. You make a Speedy Rashidi versus I don't know, a Jamal James. You make that fight. Um, you make a Connor Ben versus Boots Ennis. Not Connor Ben, but what's his name? My guy Blair the Flair Cobb. You make that fight with Boots Ennis on that card. And you put let me see, you could put Jamal Charlo and my man Demetrius Andrade on that card. You can make one big mega card out of that fight, and you can get all your chips back. Whatever you put into it, you can get it back tenfold if you put all them fights on one card. Stack the cards like the UFC does. The UFC has no problem, and the UFC and Bellator has no problem putting multiple championship fights on one card. I believe the one of the Charlo brothers and Andrade would have no problem taking a back seat to Bud and Errol on that card. So, you know, those guys can go in a training camp together. One of our big Charlo trains with Ronnie Shields. So, you know, that's just me being selfish. And then you could fill out the card however else you want to fill it out. A bunch of guys need fights. You know what I mean? You could put the Russell brothers on that card. You know what I'm saying? It'll be very interesting. Let me see. What else we got? Their whole team wearing war and tribute. Yeah. See, I said that earlier. It's like you can't come to the ring in war stuff, and then as soon as a little adversity hits, you find a way to get out of the fight. You know what I mean? So, you know, it's just, you know, I didn't like the stoppage, but it is what it is, man. We can't complain. Yeah, we can't complain too much about it now. Let me see what D Will said. Oh, Blue Bloods video was just we knew already. He said Earl agreed with the PBC to make the fight. We got to see what Crawford does. Yeah, it's a bunch of wait and see right now, man, with those situations. We don't even know when Earl is coming back. So, you know, put all your chips into one basket for me, man. Have a go. Do what the rest of boxing does. Have a going out of business sale. You just had a going out of business sale with the Canelo fight. Why not make it with you know, why not make a Juneteenth card with all those guys on it? What better way to do that? Say if Errol truly is coming back in February, he could fight as mandatory. Shake that off because us as boxing fans, whether you know it or not, you know, they don't play around with their mandatory. And I'm gonna welcome my OG in the building. What's up, Sento?
What it do, my brethren?
What's going on, brother, man? Nothing, just in here answering everybody's questions, man. Just trying to decompress from this good weekend of fights, man. We had a good weekend of fights, had some good games on today in the NFL and stuff. So, but we talking about fights tonight.
Yeah, you know, I didn't have a good game in the
Oh
in the
yeah.
NFL.
Y'all lost to Houston. Y'all lost to Houston.
Yeah, you know what? I
Yeah,
told
we
some
had to
friends of
stomp
mine. I
out New
said,
Orleans today. We had to go ahead and stomp out New
yeah,
Orleans
I
today.
didn't see the game, but I saw the highlights. But I told some folks of mine. I said, man, this will be the game they'll give away, man. But
Yeah.
credit to them. It was bad
Jova, my
weather. I mean,
man, what's going
tremendously.
on? Ryan O'Rourke, President Jafar, Big John, what's going on, Big
Yeah,
John?
so yeah, we had the weather was really bad. It rained heavy during that whole time, and I was out running the route at the time, a little short one. And then you know, going to the air too many times, man, throwing those interceptions didn't help. You know, so I guess it plays that the coaches were calling. So it is what it is. But hopefully we can get back on course next week.
Yeah,
But yeah,
man,
man.
just sitting up
Go
here
ahead.
talking about these fights, man. Congratulating Bud and, you know, where does Shawn Porter stand in his career? How will Shawn Porter be remembered? In my opinion, like I said last night, Shawn Porter is Fernando Vargas. His career is similar to a Fernando Vargas, somebody who we knew was good.
Mm-hmm.
He fought everybody, was a multiple time champion. The only difference is Fernando Vargas did it in 2 different weight classes, but he could never beat his peers. He was always a champion, but he could never beat his peers, man. Uh, let me pull up their records real quick, pull up their box recs, and I'll dive deeper into that. But go ahead, Sento.
I was just I was I was thinking that Sean's career was more celebratory than well, in my opinion. I know Fernando Vargas was very popular, Olympian, all that, but I just thought he went out a little ugly. from what I remember, I may not be remembering correctly, so I might have to pull back on that. But I think Sean's career was better than a lot of us give him credit for. Me personally, Sean, he never tucked tail and ran from anyone.
Facts.
He's never been a ducker. He was willing to step in that ring with anyone and prove that he's worthy of being a part of the upper echelon of fighters in the world. And Sean never fought a boring fight when it was on the big stage.
Right.
He gave everybody more than a handful to deal with, and everyone knew that when they get in the fight with Sean, they had to work. It wasn't so much worried about Sean beating them or beating them down. It was more about how much work they were going to have to go through to get to the end of the fight, because Shawn Porter's work rate has always been high. He's coming forward. He's jumping around. He's got footwork. He's in and out. And you might get a few headbutts in the process, but he's always throwing punches, you know. And he's making you work. And you're not going to wrap him up, keep him wrapped up all fight. Now, the best wrap-up job ever done on Shawn Porter. Matter of fact, you know what I was saying last night? That my man Bud had to do the same thing Earl did and wrap him up occasionally. Well, I just thought about it. That's how Kell Brook
held on to him a lot, too.
Again. And he did the best job on it. And your boy Thurman held him. All of the guys he lost to held him as much as they needed to defeat him. Now that I think about it, and but Kell Brook probably did the best wrap-up job ever, because he outboxed Shawn Porter throughout the whole fight. The rest of the guys, he gave them he gave them enough fight back, even with the holding, to make some people say he might have won those fights, you know, or he was winning a portion of those fights. I don't ever recall anyone saying he probably won the Kell Brook fight or he won a portion of it. And what I remember seeing him and Kell Brook fight, you know, and it probably wasn't as action-packed as some of the rest of those fights, but Kell Brook definitely held his business and won that fight. So, but Shawn Porter is a gladiator. He's relentless. And in spite what transpired Saturday night at the end of the fight, take away his daddy stopping him. You know, I mean, I'm going to chalk it up to, I don't care what his daddy said. I think his daddy knew what he was seeing. And he felt it was the right thing for him to do for the love of his son. However, let's take away the stoppage, and let's take away the verbiage that was dispelled during the post-fight interview inside the ring after the stoppage that Kenny Porter gave. Because I feel that Kenny Porter was dead wrong for what he said.
Dead wrong.
Because he was trying to be too much of a disciplinary at that moment instead of being a coach. He could have just said, I stopped because my son, I know my son, he was hurt, and I don't want him taking any more damage. I know Terrence Crawford was going to do da-da-da-da. You know, he could have said something like that. But all that bull crap about he was disciplining him because of his lack of training or whatever, that's for y'all to discuss behind closed doors. You don't air that bull crap out. But and Shawn Porter never displayed disrespect for his dad ever in the public eye that I'm aware of. Every time his dad said some egregious stuff in the past and up to Saturday night, he never came back and disrespect his dad at one time. He always gave his dad the floor, never contradicted what he was saying. But on the sly, with him announcing his retirement, he also fired his dad. On the sly.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna tell you this though. Regardless of all of what happened, the way things ended, he gave a hell of a performance against a great champion.
He gave a great account of himself. He always gave a great account of himself.
Oh, never nothing less. One thing about Shawn Porter, say what you want about his personality, his lack of getting fans to like him, his lack ability, or gate sales. The guy always gave you an action-packed fight. The guy never came in half-stepping, and the guy always left it in the ring. Shout out to Shawn Porter. My hats off to him.
Yeah, that's why I didn't understand Kenny Porter saying his preparation, because he was winning that fight until he wasn't.
Yeah. Well, his dad was mad because some of the things he even told this when he was talking. He said some of these guys get they grow up and they get to the point in their career they don't want to listen. He was talking about Shawn too. He's not only Shawn, but other fighters too, but primarily Shawn. And what has happened, they've had a lot of disagreements in training apparently. And I didn't catch it all in depth of it. I just caught a little clip on Instagram, but Blue Blood and not Blue Blood, Black Fight Fan and 78 was kind of indicating they've heard some things through the community about what was going on in training with Shawn Porter. They said these things before the fight and said, regardless of how Shawn comes to the fight, it's his fault if he don't come correctly. And no one's ever doubted Shawn Porter as far as coming correctly to the fight. So I think that's a show that probably went down Friday or something like that. I probably need to go back and check it out. But anyway, regardless of what happened, I mean, Shawn's been working on his exit from boxing for at least 3 or 4 years now. He got a taste of that ever since Fox put him on. He got a taste of broadcasting, man, and being a commentator or analyst or what have you. And it's like him liking the good life. You know what I'm saying? He wants to. He felt that he was able to make decent amount of money, not as much money, but decent amount of money, and stay healthy and go home to his family without injuries, without healing, and things of that nature. He could dress the Shawn Porter way, and if you will, and do his thing, man. And so he's been enjoying that for himself, and I'm not mad at the kid, man. The kid has poured out. Like he said, I give him this sport all of me, But now he said I've given it all I could give it, Instead of just read the, he said no matter if they wanted me, if I win, lose, or draw, he said a draw, but I think he meant to win. Like if he had won, they would have had a rematch. They had another date for us and everything. He said I wasn't going to do it. He said I didn't care, how the end went. I was going to make my state my retirement tonight, and I believe Shawn Porter. I think that's what his intentions were. But
I personally believe that Kenny Porter didn't want that fight for Shawn, and I don't think he wanted that fight. I think Shawn wanted the fight, and I don't think Kenny Porter wanted it because it was Bud. And as soon as there was, a little adversity, Kenny Porter found a way out of that fight. Shawn wanted to keep fighting. Shawn still looked to me as if he still had all his faculties about himself. And so he wouldn't.
He was gonna get hurt though, worse. Because he stumbled a little bit when he was trying to get up on his knees.
I can't speak on what was about to happen. I
understand that, but we're not the fighter, man. We don't know. We don't know how these guys are actually feeling at those moments. Yeah. And I just in spite of what his dad has did wrong, as far as what he said, pooping on the boy for some disciplinary reasons, all that, a grown man.
I'm a grown-ass man, dog.
Yeah, so, what he did was very despicable. But at the same time, it was a display of love. Without the monologue, there was some love in there because that's his son. And I understand that as a father. Because, anytime you've been with somebody, you got to remember, these guys been with each other since Shawn was a baby. And he birthed Shawn into this sport, and he's been training him. He's the only trainer Shawn's ever had. Mm-hmm. He's probably had some additional trainers, but this is the only training he's ever had. And when they're living together, training together, and growing together. I just can't believe that his father doesn't know him better than anyone else. And his father saw his son hurt, and he knew what the punches his son was taking. This stuff was building up. The blood started sitting down on his punches. And I looked at that Bud interview again, that post-fight interview, and he was saying that somebody was saying that I got he was up or something, like y'all was saying. Somebody gave him a word that he needed to get him or something like that. And he said, "So that's when he turned up." He said, "Because see, Terrence was under the impression that he was winning the fight with no problem." And when somebody said what they said, he went out there and turned it up. And I'm gonna tell you, man, he was the shots he was catching him in the body and underneath with, man, they weren't just no placement punches. He was pinpointing some painful punches. It's just like I said, Shawn Porter has one of the strongest and best punch resistance I've seen on a fighter in a long time. And I mean, some guys don't display what they're going through as easily as other guys. And when it comes down to this fight game, so I think that he didn't jump right. He didn't jump up immediately after that second knockdown. Yeah, he was punching the mat. He was upset. But when he tried to get up on his knees, he stumbled some. And I saw that, and I was like,
yeah, take your time. Take your time.
But when he got up, But when he got up, he looked like he could take some more and probably finish that round up. But at the same time, we don't know I mean, when Terrence smells blood, he is a shark. He is relentless. He's not just a tiger shark. He's a freaking great white, man. Hey, man. Hey, I'm gonna go on mute. I gotta go through this gate.
Okay.
Right, go ahead and handle it, bro.
Yeah. He was about to get his head taken clean off his shoulders. Yeah, that's what folks be saying. That's what everybody say. He was punching Shawn square in the chest a few times. Yeah, but Shawn hurt Bud a few times in that fight as well, man. It was a good fight overall. I love the fight. Personally, I had it 5-4 Porter going into that 10th round. So, but once those knockdowns happened, I feel like Bud was going to get the decision anyway. You look at those you look at the scorecards. I had them pulled up last night. You look at the scorecards. 2 judges had Bud up around anyway going into that 10th round, which I disagree with. But another judge had Bud up, I think, 3 or 4 rounds. So Shawn wasn't going to win that fight on the cards anyway, especially after those 2 knockdowns, man. So maybe we just speculating at this point. But at that point, man, he wasn't going to win the fight. In a close fight and you get dropped, which a lot of people say, Caleb. Yeah. See, I think Shawn was trying to prevent a Zab Judah situation. Remember when Zab Judah got caught by Costa Zoo? It wasn't necessarily that Zab was out of it, that he had lost all his faculties about himself. He tried to get up too fast. And he was like, Zab admitted this. He was like, I tried to stand up and I ain't had no legs. So that's why you saw him stumbling all over the ring. And then you saw Caleb, when Caleb got dropped by Canelo a few weeks ago, we saw Caleb try to stand up too fast and he ended up stumbling all over the ring. He stumbled halfway across the ring. Oh, man, I hate to bring up painful memories for my guy Sento, but it is what it is. It happened. But yeah, man, I think that's what he was.
That's exactly what happened to Caleb.
Yeah. They tried to get up too fast, and I thought that's what.
That's a natural instinct of an athlete or a fighter. Period. Their mind is telling them to get up, not knowing that all the faculties are not back at the ready. And
right.
Caleb legs went under. He to me, not because of my biasness, but because I'm saying this is what I see in an athlete when they're conditioned. When he got up, he could have fell on his face if he hadn't started going forward, with that little run. He didn't have no choice but to do that little run because he was trying to keep himself up, right? And but he did it real smooth and cool, even though we still know he was hurt like a summer gun. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But he didn't have no choice but to do that because he disconnected. Is my boy still here? I thought he was gone. As far as I must be getting the second run. As far as him getting I'm trying to find my little slot. But as far as him getting getting his balance, I mean, it wasn't that easy, man. Shoot, they don't realize it until they get up. And Shawn did the right thing. You know, if he got up that quick, he would have looked ugly getting up too. You know, I don't know if he probably wouldn't look as bad, but I'm just saying. You know, him, I don't know if Shawn still is, but he used to be part of Snack. And
I think he
Caleb,
still is.
Yeah, Caleb, he's through that program too.
Yeah, a lot of these guys are going through Stack.
Yeah.
I don't understand. I wouldn't have anything to do with it, considering it's the Balco guy running it. What's his name? Victor Conte. I wouldn't if I'm a professional athlete, I wouldn't have nothing to do with it. Just seeing as how everything went down with baseball. So, I wouldn't have anything to do with it, man. But as far as comparing Fernando Vargas, this is just resumes, not necessarily personalities. You look at Fernando Vargas' resume and who he lost to. Now, he beat Winky Wright. He beat Ike Corte, which I forgot he beat Winky Wright. Man, wow, that was
You just enhanced my memory on that because I forgot.
Yeah, I forgot he beat Winky Wright, man.
Hey, I'm going back on mute. I gotta get up in here.
His first loss was at junior middleweight to Felix Trinidad, right? Then he regained his belt, and then he lost in that epic fight with Oscar De La Hoya, right? Then he lost to Shane Mosley twice. Shane Mosley knocked him out twice, and then he lost to Ricardo Mayorga. So he lost to some. He didn't lose the bums, man. He didn't lose no slouches. Besides Mayorga, he lost to nothing but Hall of Famers. You go to Shawn Porter's resume. We all know who Shawn Porter lost to since
Mayorga was a champion. He was a champion too, so that's credit right there.
Fernando Vargas was a
he lost to all champions then.
They were all champions. Shawn Porter beat Devin Alexander. He beat Paulie Malignaggi. He beat Kell Brook. He beat Danny Garcia. He beat Yordenis Ugas. He just lost to Kell Brook, which I don't think we see Kell Brook as a champion, but he lost a close fight to Kell Brook. I mean, as a Hall of Famer, but he lost to Kell Brook in a close decision. He lost to Keith Thurman in a close decision. He lost to Errol Spence in a close decision, and he got stopped by Terrence Crawford. So he beat some good guys, but he also lost. Besides Kell Brook, he lost to some all-time greats, in my opinion. Well, do we really think Keith Thurman is all-time great, even though he was a unified champion? Only time will tell, man. Only time will tell. I think at the end of the day, I think Shawn Porter will have a more memorable career than Keith Thurman. President Jafar is one thing. Yeah, Keith Thurman had an era. I mean, but will we really remember his career like that?
Shoot.
Y'all say Bud was losing the fight on points, but Bud was systematically breaking Porter down from round 1, and the dividends paid off in round 10. I'm gonna say this to that, man. You can take as much time as you want to, but the way Bomac was, I didn't, like I said, I don't listen to the commentary while I'm watching the fights. I heard it afterwards. I listened to it afterwards. Bomac was telling him, "Look, I know what you're doing, but what he's doing is appealing to the judges. The judges see him working now. We understand that you're taking your time and you picking your shots, but he's outworking you. He's outworking you in these situations, and he was losing that fight. But the judges still, on the official cards, no matter how we scored the fight, the judges had Bud up on that, up on all the cards. So, Keith Thurman had an era. Father Time is king. To be honest, I thought Shawn Porter beat Keith Thurman. Hey, you're not alone in that, man. A lot of people did. I'll have to rewatch the fight. It's been a long time since I've seen that fight. That fight was what, 5-6 years ago? So I'll have to go back and watch that fight.
See, a lot of reasons why Shawn Porter. I mean, I have to go back. Well, I always thought Keith Thurman won the fight. It's like Shawn just a little bit too short of what he needs to do. Oh, if I can get through this gate. But a lot of people, the style that Shawn Porter fought didn't appeal to a lot of people. So they always, to me, docked him for that. And you know, that ain't cool, but it's just the realism of it. And I think we need to. I don't know. It's just sad that I've always felt like, oh man, God, dog, I ain't gonna be able to get through here either. Kiss my leg. I gotta walk around this building again tonight like I did last night, except it's worse this time to get in because my security card ain't working.
Oh man.
Yeah, it pissed me off. They have to be redone every year, but they redid mine last night. It still ain't kicked in. I gotta go way around, waste all this time. So anyway, I just wish people be real, non-biased, and give this man the credit he's due. Because he's more than earned his credit. And I'm gonna tell you something I noticed. Those big fights he was losing. After every big fight he loses, he looks better in the next big fight. That's what I've been seeing. I mean, the way he fought against Errol Spence, no one expected that. No one expected him to give Earl such a God dog, man. I'm trapped in here like a rat. I can't even get through here like this. Crap. So man, this is messed up.
President Jafar, the only difference with that with the Tank and Barrios fight is Tank had already dropped Barrios twice before Floyd told him that. He dropped him in the 7th round, and Floyd didn't come up until the 10th round and tell him that you down on the unofficial cards, which we'll have to go back. I'll pull up the cards here in a second and look at them. But I never thought Tank was losing that fight.
No,
personally. Barrios was doing a lot of swinging and missing, whereas Shawn actually hurt Bud a couple times in that fight with what he hit him with. So, but it looked, but I get what you're saying. But because Barrios was busier, it may have appealed to the judges. But that was just the unofficial card. I'll pull up the other cards here in a second. Your boxers put it all on the line. They deserve all the credit. And look, I'm not gonna dock Shawn Porter for losing fights because he did exactly what we asked these fighters to do. He fought the best.
And he fought to his best potential too.
Yeah.
He always gave you a fight. They say he couldn't sell and all that, but the boy always brought the fight. Always brought the fight. I'm not going to walk around this, but they forget that. They better get security to come back here and get me.
Got you working harder than you supposed to tonight, ain't it?
Yeah, man. I got to get this load. I'm already here. Just since I got to go to Paducah, Kentucky.
Oh, you got to go to Kentucky tonight?
Yeah, I picked it. It ain't that bad of a drive. I'm trying not to do 400-500 miles, you know, especially knowing I gotta work all week.
Gotcha. So let me ask you this, and I'm gonna ask the chat this as well. Where does Bud go from here? What would y'all like to see? I mean, we all know what we'd like to see, but realistically, you know, what happens next with Bud Crawford? What do y'all think happens next with him? And Demetrius Andrade, what do y'all think happens next with him, man? After his performance Friday, he went in there and he destroyed a kid who he was supposed to destroy. Sent a loud and clear message. He didn't mess around with him. He does not get paid for overtime. And I love the way that he called out Chris Mannix and Eddie Hearn about no, y'all pushing the wrong guy. Y'all pushing Jaime Munguia when y'all should be pushing for a unification fight with me and Triple G, or pushing for a fight with Jaime Munguia. I love the way he approached that. Yeah, so I love the way he approached that. If EJ, then Ugas. Yeah, I'd like to see Bud get a second belt. That's why that way it could be for undisputed. We'll see what happens with that, man. We'll see what happens.
Can y'all get one of the securities to come over? My bad's not working. I just tried.
You send Toast's mic right quick while he going through what he going through. I want to see Bud get that Ugas belt and him and Arrow fight for undisputed. It would be a legendary fight. Hey, listen, I believe we should all hope to get that. But like I was saying earlier, if they got $50 million to give Canelo and Caleb Plant, I know they got at least 40 to give Spence and Bud, man, and they can put on a great card behind that. They can put on, like I laid it out earlier, they could have a Charlo and give Charlo and what's the name, 50 million. I'm gonna get them $20 million. Get them $10 million a piece. You know what I mean? Yeah. We give everybody their credit, man. We give everybody their credit around here. We give Hyper Awareness. Shout out to you, man. Welcome to the show. I can't give Shawn credit without giving Bud credit too. Respect to both fighters for a great fight. Great for boxing. I want to see Bud versus Lil Charlo next. Intriguing matchup. I would like to see that as well. But Charlo's got to fight his mandatory, and then the word is they're trying to they're in talks about running that undisputed fight back with him and Castaño. So we'll see what happens with 154. 154 is in the lockjam right now if those two champions aren't fighting each other for undisputed. So we'll see what happens with that. And then you got Tim Tszyu in the way. He's according to what I've heard, he's pushing the issue for his mandatory. Then you got Erickson Lubin. He's gonna want his shot. He's ranked number 1 for the WBC. I think he wants his opportunity at a rematch with Jamel Charlo. So 154 is kind of at a lock jam right now, just like at 147. A lot of wait and see, man. A lot of wait and see. Should EJ have a yes? I agree. What's up, Picasso? What's going on, man? Welcome to the show.
Hey, what's happening? Appreciate you for having me. I was just straightening up my mic situation right there, going from the iPod to the Blue Parrot where it's clear. How y'all doing?
Welcome to the show, man. Welcome to the show, man. You know, nothing, just decompressing on these fights this weekend, where these guys go next. If he can't get the EJ fight, give Boots his title shot. I completely agree with that. I think Boots is ready. Let's see what D. Will said. Jafar. Oh yeah, he's talking to President Jafar.
Hey, you know what though? I could be wrong, but I don't think that Boots. If him and Earl can't put that fight together, if him and Earl can't put that fight together in a feasible amount of time, I think he's going to 154. Him and Boots will be an exciting fight, but the thing is, that's one of those low risk, high risk, low reward fights for Terrence. You know, like you said, he just fought that, but it was a bigger reward because it was about respect. Okay, I gotta get on mute again.
Santos, you know what I think about this fight right here? It was overdue. It should have been like when he like a second or third fight coming into the division. I feel like Bud had came in the division, taking out everybody at the bottom of the barrel, and it made him look like he was hesitating to fight somebody in the top 5. You know, if you're undisputed in the 140, he was. It seemed like he came in asking for respect instead of moving in that direction where he was actually. I'm saying it the wrong way, but instead of gaining respect by fighting the top 5, he was coming in as if he was trying to get respect. I mean, not get respect. How can you get respect at the bottom of the barrel? He just like he wasn't working on trying to get respect in that division. He was just lurking at the bottom of the barrel. That's it for me. But I know he's good. I get tired of hearing people saying, "Oh, he's strong. He's strong. He's you know what he look." But everybody got strengths in different areas. Uh, mentally, like mental or like even Shawn Porter. I'm jumping, but Shawn Porter, his strength was he was a dirty fighter, and I didn't see that in him this fight. I didn't see no 9 month camp. I mean, I put it like this: that 9 months of fight, two mandatories, if I'm not mistaken, it was two mandatories, and then and then another camp right before he fought Earl. He had he had it's like he had a two fights and a camp before he fought Earl because he knew what he was up against, the boogeyman. But when he and the thing is that I guess he was preparing the way he prepared for Bud. He was still doing his show. He was traveling a lot, and he was falling asleep on the panel. Um, just different things like that. That's what got me. But all I can say about to bring it to a head is do a rematch and come back out of retirement and give us what we wanted to see without Kenny Porter in the camp. Go out like a real dude. That's what I gotta say.
Yeah, you know that ain't gonna happen. He done. He fired. Hey, that was basically that was instead of him, he was probably gonna retire anyway, like you said. But instead of him going out there and embarrassing his dad, saying, "Dad, you fired," he just now announced his retirement and said he's done. No matter if it was gonna be a rematch or not, because he said draw, but I think he meant even if he won the fight, they had already picked a second fight date. And he said he had no intentions on doing it. So that's saying a lot right there. Yeah, he was double working. I think it's what his dad was upset with is the fact that he was doing those shows. But he's a grown man. You know, he knew what he had already had on his heart that he was gonna make that his last fight. So he's gonna do his broadcast career. And hey, hats off to him, man. I mean, he owe his dad, he owe me, he owe none of us anything, man. I think the man should ride off into the sunset and raise his family and do what he wants to do from this point on, whatever that makes him happy at this point. So, but we're not gonna see him in the ring, and I don't see it where it was bad the way he went out because we've seen a lot of former champions. They fight too long and they look ugly in their last fights. He wasn't knocked unconscious. He didn't stumble around in the ring. He didn't look like he was a has-been or none of that, you know. And he still wanted to fight, but his father said no more. So I don't think he went out ugly like some guys went out. I just think it was a little controversy it was a domestic dispute between him and his dad. Anyway, that's what I'm saying. I'm going back on mute.
Okay.
Check this out. Anybody finna say something?
Go ahead, Picasso.
Okay. I see what you're saying, Santos. I see Floyd. He retired, came back. I see De La Hoya retired, came back. Pacquiao, I can't remember him retired, but he's a senator. He went over there and took care of business as a politician or whatever. He stayed in there and went up a division and fought and got a belt. Uh, and that's just talking about them in the 147th division. I'm probably missing some people, but they came back. I'm not counting Shawn out. I think Shawn got, just like some other people said, Shawn still got it in him. He got a couple of more fights in him. I think that he might be trying to get away from some of the tougher fights because I think everybody is, not everybody, but they are the TBC or whoever Top Rank or whoever, they're trying to make him out of a gatekeeper, right? So
Yeah.
he he see himself being pushed in that direction, and he don't want to be a puppet or strings on him.
Now
So
you
the
saying
better.
something because that's exactly what he said the night. He ain't trying to be a gatekeeper, and
Right.
he ain't wanting that for himself. 'Cause to him, that's bum status. Now, I don't blame him. I wouldn't want. He's bigger than that, man. He's better than that. He's been. I'm gonna tell you something. He's been one of the most ultimate athletes in the welterweight division, and no, in boxing period, since he's been boxing. One of the most ultimate athletes, if you think about it. The man always come in shape. He ain't never had no out of the ring scandals that we are aware of, and I ain't never you never heard about him hanging out doing crazy stuff. The boys the boys done his job, man.
Mhm.
But anyway, no, they those guys came back because they were bored and didn't have nothing to do. He's already started his second career, so I don't see him coming back.
Yeah, he's already got a second career lined up, man. He's already got a second career lined up where, he had a plan, whereas Floyd and Oscar, you still see Oscar talking about fighting, you still see Floyd talking about fighting because they don't know what else to do. They get bored. They really have they really don't know what else to do, man. So, I believe Oscar thought he'd find fulfillment in promoting fighters, but what I mean, that's apparently not the case, and Floyd still doing these circus fights. So yeah, man. Yeah, he should have caved
When
yesterday.
you
We
say
ran that topic into the ground.
hmm,
Yeah,
when you
man.
say Floyd doing those circus fights, I can I can I'm trying to see what you're saying because I feel like it is a circus, but I'm thinking that boxing
I mean, yeah,
itself
man. You
it
fighting,
has a
you go halfway across the world to fight a 120-pound
mhm,
kickboxer. You make him put
mhm.
on gloves and you make him put on boxing shoes and box you. Then you fight, and you come back and fight a YouTuber. You know what I mean? It's just he's doing circus fights, man. It just is what it is because he has nothing else to do.
Just like WWF and all of them, they might be, in my eyes, fake, but I
You
think
can't
like
fake
this,
gravity.
the
You can't
circus,
fake gravity, man. What goes up must come down.
yeah, right, and them hips and joints start aching up on you.
Hmm.
The circus thing that Floyd's doing, the exhibits or however you want to call 'em, and the WWF and all of that. They feeding off of. I think they're feeding off of something, but I think they have they're trying to attack their a parallel a road next to boxing, the pure boxing, and
Hmm.
they're trying to stay in the area to to you know um, collect the dollar because they're not going to survive without the dollar. So they want to stay in the entertainment side of it. But I think they're in their own lane, but they're running parallel to boxing, just like UFC or MMA. I mean, um, people say UFC all the time, thinking that you're thinking MMA, but when you say mixed MMA, you're talking about the UFC, the WEC, the Texas MMA. You're talking about anything mixed martial arts. So I just
Right.
say MMA has its own lane, and I think it was kind of running parallel to boxing, but they're in their own lane. And I, and with Floyd, I think he made it seem a little more confusing, like uh, they're in the same lane because he was like this boxing champion. So for a boxing champion to go jump over there, he did go over there into the wrestling side, as if it was um, he's just showing up or whatever. Um, and he was like a midget or something in the ring.
Yeah, but he did that
And
while he
then
was still in the prime of his career, though.
okay, It was
Yeah,
weird, right?
yeah, it was weird as shit,
Because when he
man.
went in there, who he gonna beat? Why he in there? You know, and it against a giant. Um, and then when he goes, you know what? Fury did the same thing. He went over there and learned some WWF moves, and I just attached it to him using them over there in that Crunk gym to train with. And you know how they say, oh, go over there and learn some choke moves and come back. You know how to disguise it and so on, and then come back. And then that's what it, you know. And the
Yeah,
move that he used, I used it on a big guy. As a matter of fact, the big guy is a Hawaiian guy. He's a fighter, MMA fighter. He told me, he said, "Say man, put me in that hole right here." He said, "I'm gonna put you in it first, and then I want you to put me in it." He put me in that hole because he has some big ass gigantic arms. He put me in that hole, and then I was like, ah, you know, it chokes you automatically, cuts your circulation, your blood off. So, and me being little to him, I put him in it, and it did the same thing. I was choking the shit out of him, didn't even feel it, and 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 that was, it was almost like you just holding the person, you let them stick their head under your arm, face down, and then you just kind of cuff under there and put your hand back to your chest.
hmm
Well, all I did was that, and it choked the shit out of him. And I seen Fury doing it. That's why I was like, I was I was upset about that because I was like, the referee not calling that. That's a freaking full on choke. You know what I mean? You cutting off the oxygen and the blood. He finna go to sleep if he hold that when a person tired and is in a fight and you hold that on them, not even tight, just hold it. Chances are you'll be waking them up. You know.
yeah. But we congratulate those guys on a great fight. But with those fights, it's just with everything up and coming. Whether Shawn Porter's retired, but with everything with Bud Crawford and Demetrius Andrade, it's just a bunch of wait and see right now. But we got some great fights coming up this weekend as well, man. It seems like Teofimo Lopez and George Kambosos is finally about to happen, and you got the unification fight at super bantamweight, a fight that I've been highly anticipated fight in my eyes with Brandon Figueroa and Cool Boy Stephen Fulton. So I mean, we got some great fights about to happen this weekend, man. How do you see those fights going down? Cento, Picasso,
I got Fulton,
you got Fulton. What about y'all in the
cool
chat?
boy.
Who y'all got in those fights, man? Let me see. Let me see. Personally, I got Stephen Fulton in his fight against Brandon Figueroa. Brandon Figueroa is a
Figueroa.
well by his breakfast, man. He's a big guy. Like a lot of people don't realize he's just the same. He's the same size as Devin Haney, fight at 122. Longer reach
Mm.
than Haney and everything, man. He's a big dude for the division. He's a vicious body puncher. Has great cardio. But Cool Boy Steph is gonna bring it to him, man. He's gonna bring it right to his front door and make him deal with it. So this is gonna be a great
Mhm.
fight, man.
That's a fight that I wouldn't put any money on.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I like Cool Boy Step. I like both of these fights, but I got to go with the home team.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and I want to see him win. But I know what Brandon brings to the game, man. It's gonna be a toughie, man.
Yes,
You
sir.
know,
Yes, sir.
but it's
I'll
gonna
be
be
wa-
exciting.
I'll definitely be watching that fight since I don't have the zone and I stream all of the zone's fights ever since the zone got rid of Bellator, since they stopped broadcasting Bellator fights. What was it, like 2 years ago? Yeah, I clipped the zone back then, man, especially when they went to that yearly subscription or that
Or
monthly
they want
subscription when they shit
they
went when
double the
they
monthly, or you
yeah,
can do it for a year for $100 or something like that.
yeah. See, I'll do them for a year, or I'll do them for like 3 months rather than
And
keep
that's what
paying
I
for
should
that
have
shit
been
every
doing. I
month.
should have did the year, but I've been doing it month to month.
Yeah,
And
yeah, man.
and
So
I got in when it was I got in earlier this year because I was boycotting them in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? And now I'm paying double. So I should have been. I didn't when I did it. I didn't think I was gonna keep it. So that's why I didn't do the yearly. But now I wish I did a yearly. But I don't even pay no mind. I got so much stuff leaving my bank account. I don't even pay the mind to it now.
Oh, listen at him. Listen at him.
I got
Can't nobody no more $20.
ESPN. No, I care about it, but I got ESPN. I just lose track of that stuff, man.
Yeah,
I got ESPN. I got music. I got Showtime, and I don't really need to have Showtime, but I have it in case I'm on the road. You know.
Mm-hmm.
I got man, I got all kind of crazy stuff that don't even have nothing to do with boxing coming up.
Oh man, I got Showtime strictly because of when Bellator went over there. See,
Yeah.
y'all know I'm a big MMA guy, man. So once Showtime got Bellator, I was like, okay, I'll pay for it, whatever. And then boxing was giving me a lot of good fights too. So I was like, okay, cool. I'll keep Showtime. I'll keep ESPN because it's football season. I'll keep ESPN Plus, and that's also where the UFC has most of their fights, ESPN Plus. So I kept that. Other than that, I got Stars, Hulu, Netflix, all that type of shit. So
Yeah.
but as far as the sports, I
Hey,
keep.
CJ.
What's up, brother?
Hey, do you know Charles Hybrid?
Charles Highbridge.
Hybrid is his nickname for Charles.
Charles Hybrid?
No. Yeah.
No, I can't.
Hayward. Charles Hybrid Hayward, something like that.
I can't say that I do
that's
know.
one of my. That was one of my. Well, I trained with him at one point. Write that name down. Look him up later. I mean,
All right.
And
Charles
another guy.
Hayward. I'll look him up.
Yeah, it might be different because I kept getting him mixed up with this other guy that was in the UFC. I always call him what's that? Well, I ain't gonna go try to fish for people names and stuff. But I used to call him another name, and I stopped doing that because the older you get, you call somebody a certain name, and they feel disrespected because they're younger and they're coming up and they're like, man, call me by my name. You know what I mean? So I try to have a whole lot of respect for people just coming in the gym, period, or just period. In and out the gym. But it's another guy named Tristan. Tristan. I can't do last name. Grimsley. I think it's Tristan Grimsley. And then look up William. Mhm.
That sound like Sento pulling that damn pallet.
Yeah, man. Something just got on my wheel. Let me go ahead and go on mute, man. I was doing all right first.
Yeah, and look up that's the other guy, Tristan Grimsley, and then look up JJ Holmes, Holmes.
Say Holmes.
Yeah, Holmes, JJ Holmes.
Okay.
I trained with him too. I just talked to him a couple of days ago, asking me when I'm coming back in the gym. I hit him up. I already told y'all about Marcus Hicks. He's probably retired. He's like 4 years. I'm 50, so he'll be 46. They still be fighting. I know like Kelly Rundle. I told you he was like 50 years old at the time, but he's like 10 years older than me, so that had to been like 10 years ago. He was the oldest MMA fighter at the time, active MMA fighter at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Like 6'5", white guy. We used to travel. But when I tell y'all I'm traveling to California and all this, that's who's traveling. We get on different planes, and however we get there, and then we share hotel rooms and so on. And then we just share rental cars heading up to the tournaments and so on. Or like in Dallas, if somebody like Marcus Hicks was having a fight in Dallas, we would all just show up for support because you training with them in the gym, and then you just want to be there for support if it's like he needs somebody to train with, or because he got his own people. Because he got his own boxing coach, he got his own this and that, da da da. But then when it comes down to jujitsu and stuff, and I want to get in a fight. He want to get in something rugged. So you come to jujitsu class, and you gonna get it. What I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Like I said, that's how like you watch MMA. Those
Mm-hmm.
people don't know. Just watching TV, they don't know these people are being uh, strung out to the edge of their life. They feel like they're gonna die in there. That's why, you know, I put it like this.
Oh
When
yeah,
Deontay
if you ain't
Wilder,
never been cinched up in one of them chokes, like for real, man, and if you ain't never had a guy who
Mhm,
knows what he's doing, snatching on one of your limbs, like I understand why them guys
mhm,
tap. Oh no, I'll tap and take my arm with me. Thank you very much.
right?
So
I got a job.
right. Like I used to train, man, but my coach moved to Florida and left the gym in the hands of his little douchebag son. His son is one of the douchebags that don't like to, while he's teaching, he'll actually put the choke, fully cinch up the choke, and then he'll hold it a little bit after you tap. He'll hold it for like
Hmm.
2 or 3 seconds after you tap. I was like, man, come on, man. So,
Yeah,
it was a
that's
couple times I
yeah,
wanted to pick up them dumbbells and then bash him upside the head with it. So, I just quit going,
right.
you know.
It's something to be in the gym with a lot of people, different weight classes, and they all have different strengths, different.
My guy
they they
817,
all
man.
have.
Hold on, put the link
Uh,
back in the chat, man. If y'all ain't seen it. Yeah. Put the link
they
back in the
they
chat,
are
man.
they have different disciplines, different strengths, uh, different weight. Um,
Earl gonna watch that boy. I beat that boy.
you
My
know
bad.
what? If when we say
Oh,
Earl, it's
that's
gone.
President Jafar, and I'll tell y'all what. Why don't y'all hop on the
Yeah.
panel, man, and go at it
You know
instead
when
of
we
keep
say
typing?
Earl is
Y'all
gonna
can
do
talk.
this
Y'all can
and do
talk
that,
this out.
right? When we say Earl is gonna do this and do that, we trying to explain in detail, and like just the other day, I said, well, that was this morning. I said that Earl was gonna hit him with a straight left. Well, yeah, a straight left. He gonna jab with the right because he's left-handed, right? And then he's gonna come in with his whole body and 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 I guess he might walk back. He might not get off the line or whatever, and they gonna get caught like everybody else.
Yeah, I want to see it. I want to see it. OG7, my guy 817. Oh yeah. Yeah, 817. OG7, did your team win today? Because I know whose team didn't win today.
Yeah,
My team did.
my team got their ass kicked.
Oh man.
I got my ass kicked today.
So I
Raiders
guess
got
I guess my
smashed.
team the only one. The only
Cincinnati
one
beat the
handing out
dog
ass
shit out
whoopers
of them.
on this panel, huh?
Yeah,
We
your
just
team won though. Your team won though. You beat the
we
Saints.
Handed out
You
an
won.
ass whooping.
we just ran special teams today. We practiced field goal kicking. That's all it is.
Yeah, y'all got your ass kicked too, 817.
We
Y'all got
we
the Hebrew shit beat out of y'all in
see
Dallas.
what it was we know in the
Oh,
playoffs it's gonna be
oh,
windy and stuff.
oh,
So you know what I'm saying. We sent our special teams up there to work on their kicking. You know what
Right.
I'm saying.
that's what it was.
That's
Let's
what
go
it
with that
Okay,
one.
was.
Let's go with
That's
that
what it
one.
was.
okay. So that ass whipping I saw was a mirage, is what you're telling me.
Hey, I
No.
tell you what, y'all work on special teams a few more weeks so we can catch y'all ass. y'all keep working on goddamn special teams. Cause we heating up, baby.
That's
We
okay.
toting that. Hey, look, we toting that bitch now.
Hey,
Okay.
hey, DJ, did Pittsburgh pull that motherfucker out?
No, I think they lost. I think they
I thought
lost.
they lost
Damn.
too. Yeah.
Goddamn
Yeah, I
Chargers
think.
won again. Motherfuckers.
Did the Cowboys win?
Hell no, we ain't win today.
God
Nah,
dog it.
Dallas
Kansas
got
City.
their ass kicked. Kansas City came down there and handed out a molly whopping to their ass.
Well, check this out. Bro. We ain't have our top receiver. That nigga got COVID. Then we lost CD. Hold
Amari
on.
got COVID?
Yeah, Amari got COVID. We lost
Okay.
CD. Terrence Steele retarded ass went out there and didn't know the snap count. and got ran past and got Dak a strip sack. That nigga was still in his stance when he got ran by.
Wow.
We got 3 games in 12 days, and
Yeah.
Tyron was supposed to play today, but they looking at the schedule. They said, "Well, we're gonna keep him out of this one and try to have him at least for the next 2." Well, they put
Who y'all got Thursday?
Terrence Steele on the left side, and his motherfucking ass just, I don't know, he got ran through early in the game. Everybody was just off early in the game.
Who you got Thursday? 817. Who y'all got Thursday?
Who we got Thursday? Shit, I don't know. We got our ass. The line and kicked out our ass so much today. I ain't even look for it. Let me look.
I got this schedule.
You gonna look?
Yeah, I'm gonna pull it up. Let me pull it up.
I know they got the Thursday game.
Oh, this is a Thanksgiving game. What it look like?
Yeah, Thursday. Yeah, Thursday.
Play the Raiders.
They got the Raiders. They got us.
Yeah, they're gonna beat the Raiders.
Oh, this is a turkey game.
Oh, no, we gonna come to Dallas and beat the Hebrew shit out of y'all. We need to win bad.
Boy, stop.
Hey,
is that the
Sheldon,
turkey league
I
game?
hope you do.
Huh?
Yeah. Nah,
you'll be a daisy if you do, OG Sheldon.
Nah, they ain't gonna win. Yeah. I'm telling you.
Hey, man, look. I know I already got you on one. You said the boy couldn't be stopped. I got you on that one.
Who?
And I'm going to get you Thursday.
The assist from Kenny Porter?
Oh, no.
Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. We already talked about that shit.
I told him I told y'all he was gonna get stopped.
He talking to me. I said he was gonna stop Shawn Porter. I thought he'd beat him, but I didn't think he'd stop him.
Yeah, I knew he was gonna stop him, but I told you it was gonna be a wave off stoppage. Like I said, I just didn't know Kenny whole ass was gonna steal something.
You've been on Kenny for 2 days.
Referee. Thought it was gonna be the referee.
Man,
Reggie Owens, salute my brother. Hey, Reggie, join the panel. I gotta talk to you about something, man. I gotta talk to Reggie about something, dog. I love the page, but I gotta talk to you about something.
What's Santos in that bad spot?
Nah, he working, man. He working.
Santos,
y'all think Bud can stop
shaking? He moving and shaking.
Tennessee, man, I just feel for the whole state that them Titans went out there. They got their ass kicked today.
They got their ass kicked 2 today, didn't they?
Yeah. Then Caleb let everybody down.
No, we didn't.
They're gonna go back
everybody down.
We didn't get our butt kicked today. We got mollywop.
Same shit.
Same shit. There's a difference.
Same shit.
There's a difference.
That's the same shit. You got your ass whooped.
Hey, I'm right with you.
Tennessee
We got our ass
gonna go back to Houston.
Hey, but look, Caleb didn't let nobody down, man. It's just basic boxing 101. You can't fight once a year and fight a motherfucker who already fought 4 times. He gonna beat your ass because he's sharper than you.
You ain't bullshit.
If you fight a dude that's tearing biceps off the bone, that's a different story.
But he did. All it needed was 6 more minutes, man. That's why I say the boy let us down, man. The nigga needed 6 more minutes, man.
Caleb.
12 minutes.
Man, I done ran.
They did the same thing that they did the same thing in the corner that Bomac did. Say, hey, Canelo, you down? What? Let me get this motherfucker out of here.
I feel like I kind of feel like, bro, he could have ran the whole 11th round, Shelton, and goddamn, he fought the 12th. And you know what? Regardless, he wasn't gonna win on the cards, y'all. You feel what I'm saying? I wouldn't have gave.
I mean, 817. What kind of respect would you would have gave him if you would have seen him run, and then they quote unquote took it from him on the cards?
Well, people
would have gave him no respect.
But check it out though, KP. Listen to what I'm saying though. Like when Berto, I said it earlier, I'm gonna say it again. You remember when Berto was talking about when he fought Floyd and how he looked over Floyd, was looking at everything and was aware of everything. Like this nigga paying attention to everything. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm just saying if he'd have looked over there and seen them getting in Canelo ass, common sense would have told him, shit, this is 11 round. He finna come try to knock my head off. You feel what I'm saying? I'd have ducked that nigga that entire round, jabbed his ass to 12th and said, fuck it. Let him fuck me on the card. Let everybody
817. Them theories sound real good, but them dudes, I'm gonna say this, y'all might not like this. Canelo Alvarez, Floyd Mayweather, Andre Ward, Terrence Crawford, they all got that shit in them. And when they ready to go and it's time to get you away,
Tank
ain't
Davis.
shit you can do about it.
That's that conditioning, man. That's that conditioning.
They got the
Hold on.
conditioning. They got the physical conditioning, but they got mental.
I got smoke with Reggie.
It's an extra level of mental drive that they have that others don't have.
Hey, Reggie. Hey, Reggie.
Have you ever chased somebody around the ring?
What's up with this mess you saying Errol scared, man, because he left the arena? What's up with that, man?
Oh yeah, man. Get Reggie.
Let's talk to Reggie about this, man. Hold on, Reggie. Let's talk about it, man.
Let's get into that shit with y'all double standard bullshit. Because
no, man, let's talk about it, dog.
Let's talk about because anybody else would have did that same shit. What would be the conversation for today?
Oh, bitch ass nigga didn't get in the ring.
Exactly.
No, sir.
Okay, let me tell you why you wrong, Reggie. Let me tell you why you wrong, and I don't have double standards, right? If we gonna be rigid about this shit, let's be rigid about it. Remember when Bud came to that Danny Garcia fight a year ago, and he didn't jump in the ring with Errol? Did nobody say he was scared and all that shit then?
Yeah, they did. Yes,
I don't remember that. I don't remember hearing nobody say he.
No, they didn't, Santos, because Showtime put a microphone. See, that's the difference. I made the point, and it's the truth. It's the difference between a Showtime and a top-ranked promotion. You feel me? Showtime found a way to put a microphone in front of Bud's face. They didn't bring him up and have him take a seat, and they didn't bring him in the ring. But what did they do? They brought a microphone to him and gave him an opportunity to speak for himself. Did Top Rank them bring a microphone to Earl?
No, because Earl left the seat in the arena.
Sir.
The arena part.
Okay,
during the fight. I'm talking about during the fight.
Thank you, DJ. Make the point because they brought the microphone to Earl during the fight.
They ain't got to be copycats about the shit.
I missed that. I didn't see that when they talked to Earl during the fight. I didn't see that. I saw the whole fight and didn't see that part. But
go ahead, Reggie. What were you saying?
But I was saying they ain't got to be copycats. They ain't got to copycat what Showtime did. Earl could have jumped his ass in the ring. He looked up there.
No, he could.
Looking disgusted that Crawford stopped him in this fashion, and he walked out the arena. Why you running out the arena?
Do you think it was no? Do you think it was him because he stopped him in that fashion, or because Kenny stopped the fight?
Man, what he leaving for? Because Kenny stopped the fight. He could have stayed there. Watch, listen to the post fight, wait for Crawford to call him out, and he left.
What
Crawford
if it was
did Bud wait for Earl to call him out? Any of that shit?
Wasn't he still in the arena? Because I still don't.
That's not what I asked you, Reggie. Don't answer a question with a question now. Come on now. Did Bud wait?
No, it wasn't a question with a question. I'm searching because I don't know the shit y'all talking
about. No, he didn't wait. I answered. No, he didn't wait.
That shit don't matter.
Reggie,
hey, man, the only thing that matters now is this. We the fan fans. This is the only fight they got. Boots Ennis, they not fighting him. Keith Thurman been gone for 2 years. Manny Pacquiao retired. Ain't no other fight.
Facts.
That's the facts. Now, the motherfuckers can pussyfoot with the dick all they want, but I'm not about to pay to watch them fight all these other goofy motherfuckers that don't mean nothing. That's all I'm saying. Now, if y'all want to pay, good luck.
And let's say thank you to the WBA for taking Ugas' ass off the table.
And I don't give a see. This is the point though, y'all. Nobody give a fuck about Ugas because they know he ain't gonna sell because they put him in there with the top seller, and then they realize, oh shit, we can't sell him to nobody.
Well, I mean, you have to think about it like this too. They sold him within a month too. He was a replacement, but
not even a month.
But yeah, right. And then number two, let's give Terrence Crawford and Earl Spence they respect because both of them want this fight. They both working with their respective commissions to try to make this fight. And let's give Bud his motherfucking respect for giving Bob the motherfucking fuck you in front of everybody like he deserved and stepping away.
That's the smartest thing he could have did because he just got a motherfucker out of his pocket by doing it. So that's the smartest thing he could have really did. It's by getting that motherfucker out of his pocket.
I just didn't buy into that, you know, because y'all know we all a fan of Reggie's page, man. Reggie go in.
Yeah, Reggie, wow, that's my guy. Reggie go hard.
I refuse to believe either one of those guys is ducking or afraid of each other, man. Ain't
nobody at the top level afraid of nobody. Let's get that one thing clear. Ain't none of them dudes afraid of each other. I disagree with that, so I had to bring my brother Reggie. Ain't none of them dudes, no. Ain't none of them dudes afraid of each other. Now, I do believe that business decisions get made, but ain't nobody scared. Ain't nobody scared.
I believe it's
You
some
don't
strategic
get into
shit.
boxing if you're afraid.
I do believe with some fighters. I'm not all fighters, but I believe with some fighters. Sometimes it's some strategic ass matchmaking. Like I don't want to fuck with him right now. You feel what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Have y'all
If
been
it,
in the
if it
gym
ain't the
with other?
fighter, and a lot of times it ain't the fighter, it's the handlers. Look, you're not fighting that dude right now.
We saw that last night because we saw a daddy who didn't believe in his son. We saw a daddy who was scared of the motherfucking son was fighting from the
Now let me ask you a
JUMP.
question, 817. Let me ask you a question because you've been on this nigga head for 2 days. Ask you a question. Does anybody on this panel, does anybody believe Shawn was gonna make it out of that 10th round?
Hell no.
I don't think he was making it out that round. I picked the late stoppage, and Reggie called me crazy. I kept telling Reggie he was gonna stop that boy, and this what happened. This is exactly what happened. I'm about to tell y'all, and y'all remember this fight. Everybody remember this fight on the panel. Shane Mosley stepped on Floyd Mayweather's tail like Nazeem Richardson said he was, and he did. And he said, we're going to find out if the boy got a dragon. The motherfucking dragon came out on his ass, and the fight was over. That was it.
Yeah.
Hey, have y'all ever
See,
been in
what
the gym?
happened was this motherfucker, I've been telling people since this fight got made, I said, he going to knock this nigga out. Nah, ain't nobody stop Shawn Porter. It's the first time for everything.
Have y'all ever been in the gym where the fighters are talking amongst each other and they're saying, "Hey man, you gonna take that fight?" And one fighter go, "Man, hell no, I ain't taking that fight." And you know, they have these fighters, they have feelings, and they put them feelings to the side, and they'll take their fight. Okay, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done.
DB, a while ago,
Y'all
DB.
don't even understand where I'm coming
Let me
from.
say this. A while ago when DB was on here, he was speaking about, or it might have been my show, I forget where it was, but DB was speaking about because he does the MMA thing, but it's been in fights to where they have fights on the day, and you see in the locker room where these motherfuckers are just quitting. A cat will get a fight, look at somebody at the weigh-in, and then all of a sudden he'll come up with some shit, pull out a fight. So you do get to where certain fighters end up having that shaking confidence.
Right.
And you might get them to where they don't want to fight a dude. They just don't feel they have the skills to test a lot of these guys.
Right.
Facts. That's some real shit. And I mean,
I just said the same thing.
I think another thing too, I think, man, read between the lines. All right. Bud and Shawn was too close. I think Shawn always had a little bit too much respect for Bud. You know what I'm saying? All of that. I believe he wanted to fight quite simply because at the end of the day, that was the last bag he was going to be able to obtain.
Yep.
And he
his biggest bag.
Facts. And he knew otherwise he was going to be a gatekeeper. He was going to be fed to either Virgil or Jerron, and he didn't want his career to end that way. And I'm going to tell you why. Because they would have tried to make more of an example to Shawn Porter to make more of a fucking point. You feel what I'm saying?
They would have tried to scalp his ass.
They would have tried to scalp his motherfucking ass.
Because Shawn Porter got all the fights.
Right.
If you had listened to Bud said, I didn't want to give him this fight. I didn't want this fight.
Facts.
But since you called me out, now I'm going to give you this work. This is what you want, I'm going to give it to you.
Facts. And here's the thing.
You know what? He didn't want Bud didn't want to fight him. Not last year, not this year.
Thank you.
He did it because he needed somebody of that quality level on his resume, according to the fans. And he also didn't want people to think he was ducking him. Now this other thing, even though he got in that ring and fought his friend, I'm gonna say it, his friend, he still didn't let the meanest, worst junkyard dog version of Bud Crawford out.
Oh no, he didn't put it on him like he could have.
You never saw that.
He didn't put it on him like he could have.
That's why it took him so long.
Thank you,
You never saw that because
he didn't put it on him like he could have. You saw him with the high guard, Santos. You saw him with the high guard when Porter was throwing them shots and he was laughing at him, pushing him to the ropes.
He didn't want to make Shawn look bad. Period.
No,
Shawn
tried to wrestle him. You see, when Shawn tried to wrestle him, he threw Shawn's ass like a rag doll to the ropes. Like, you can't do that to
push
me.
him around. Yeah, let him know, man. Because everybody was saying that Shawn was stronger than him. He was showing everybody, Bud stronger than you think I am. You know what I'm saying?
That skinny motherfucker strong as shit, man.
Well, you have to
Yeah.
understand that Bud is a wrestler as well, and he got height and he
Yeah, he
understands
a wrestler.
leverage. He
Yeah, but he know
understands
leverage.
leverage.
I'm telling y'all right now, man. I saw Bud in Atlanta at that Shakur fight. Bud a little thicker than y'all think he is too,
Oh
man.
no, he's solid, fam. He's solid. He's
hey,
solid.
Bud what you call country
Look,
strong, man. You
I've
can't.
been
let
saying
me tell
this,
y'all something.
DJ. You know, and you know this, DJ. I've been telling you this for a long time. Bud could have dog walked that boy if he wanted to. He didn't.
No, he didn't.
He didn't.
You know,
He held back. He held
the
back a
thing
lot.
about
It was too personal on both
The thing
sides.
about Crawford, I think people don't realize, like I said, is he a lot stronger than you think. Y'all know how y'all go around y'all family and y'all kind of grew up, and your uncle still think they can fuck with you. That's what Terrence Crawford got. Your uncle still think he can fuck with you, but he don't realize you grown now, and you'll fuck him up. That's Terrence Crawford. Motherfuckers run around here like, oh, he ain't nobody. He just nephew. You know what I'm saying? His nephew ain't gonna do shit. Okay, yeah, okay.
Well, say,
And then when you take off on Up, everybody like, why you do Up like that? Nah, Up should have been fucking around. He been fucking around too long. I've been taking this bullshit for too long. That's what he did.
well, that ain't K
saw-
Diddy. K Diddy was uncle who realized nephew got some hands at 17 with his punk ass.
Yeah, see what happened was you saw when he started catching him with that check hook, Shawn started changing his game plan like shit, I can't keep going in there like that. I gotta try something else.
Well,
And
Big
Shawn
Shell,
got some great feet. I give Shawn that. He got some great feet. His
Big
footwork
Shell,
is great.
Big
He's
Shell.
a hell of an athlete, period.
That nigga just an
Yeah,
athlete.
that's
That nigga ain't got no hell of a footwork because he couldn't dip up under punches. Say, man, check this
No,
out, bro.
hey, y'all
Check.
discounted. I
But
gotta
this is
come
the
in
thing.
that.
This is what I've been
Y'all
telling
discounted
y'all.
Nah, that's
This
bullshit.
is what I've been
A1
telling y'all, Bud. His two attributes are two things. He is a master of distance. He's a master of timing. Once he gets your timing down, you done. Once he
But y'all
gets your timing, it's over.
Say, bro, y'all
y'all
act
doing
like
a,
What was you saying, Reggie? Hold on. What was you saying,
I'm
Reggie?
saying y'all doing a disservice to Shawn because Shawn was doing some good shit in that fight, and he
He was
blocked
in
Yeah, he
that
was
fight.
winning that fight, man.
He was.
In my
He
opinion, he
was.
was winning that fight.
Sean was
Reggie,
winning the
I
fight
don't
Reggie,
think
as
he.
long
I
hold
as
don't
it,
think he was
Bud
stop,
let
finished
it.
stop.
winning.
I'm tired of all you niggas giving motherfuckers participation medals. He don't
What's
get
the
no
participation
participation
medal?
medal. His
What's the
ass got knocked
participation?
out.
What the
Period. Point
God
blank.
damn.
I don't give
He
a
ain't
fuck
getting
what he
knocked
did.
out. He ain't
And
getting
what
Hey,
knocked
we
out.
didn't give him no.
his ass
Hey, we didn't
got
give him no
knocked out.
participation medal,
They
bro.
ain't
We
called
just
no
said he was
knockout.
in the fight. He
And
was
he
in the
ain't getting
fight,
knocked
man. He was
out.
in the
That
fight.
was no.
Ain't no
He ain't get all.
participation.
He ain't get knocked
That
out and
motherfucker
shit.
deserved a medal for that
Did
motherfucking
they
performance.
stay fight?
It don't matter. He gave his heart. You can get caught with shit.
Facts.
He
Look
got a
here,
heart. He got
man.
heart.
He fought a
He
hell of a
got
fight.
heart. He got
Fought a
heart. He
hell of a
got
fight.
skill too. He just didn't
Chef,
have enough. He didn't have enough skill.
Big Shelton,
As
I'm
I
like
told
you.
you, as I've been telling you.
Listen, Big
I never
Shelton, I'm
used the
like
word.
you, fam.
I never used the phrase that he was knocked out, though. I wouldn't. I'm not gonna do
Right.
that
He
because
wasn't
he
knocked
wasn't
out. And
knocked out.
right.
He wasn't
He
knocked
wanted to
out, but
go
his
on
daddy
just like
stopped him
most
from
fighters.
getting knocked out.
Yeah, his daddy. That may be the case. That may be the
Okay,
case there. But
Santos. I know you giving him a participation medal, and that's cool.
no,
Santos,
you're wrong.
was he gonna
Bud is
make
my
it out
guy.
of that 10th round, Santos?
He wasn't
Was he gonna
making
I
make
it
it
don't
out
out
of
of
think.
there.
there?
I
He's
don't. I
dead.
don't
We
think he was
don't
gonna make
know.
it. I'm not.
We
Look,
Man,
don't
he
know.
wasn't making it out
look.
that round.
Hold on.
Fuck
Hold
that.
on. Listen.
He got hurt in
Let
the
me
first of
finish.
the round.
I don't have a problem with the stoppage. Personally, I don't have a problem with the
Okay.
stoppage at all. I have a
Okay.
problem with what the verbiage that came out the father's mouth, which was personal.
Afterwards,
I had
yep.
a problem with that.
Yeah,
I
he
don't have
was
a
kind of
problem
an
with the
Hold on.
stoppage
asshole for that,
because
but
the
that's
dad.
their
Yeah,
relationship. I didn't
I
like the way
understand,
he was talking to
but
the
you don't
boy in the
you don't
24/7.
yeah, but
I
you
didn't
don't
like that.
personalize that stuff. I mean, you don't publicize that stuff. But the thing is, I don't have a problem with the stoppage. The dad been with the boy since he come out of his mom's womb. He's been training him from beginning to the end. He knows his fighter as well as he knows his son. And I
Yeah.
saw the hurt. I saw the boy stumble when he got up on his knees. When he was trying to get up on the knees, he stumbled. So I know he was really hurt because he didn't jump right up like he normally do. You see what I'm saying? So the dad knew what he was looking at. I have no problem with that stoppage whatsoever. But what
Right.
I just have a problem with what was said. Other than that, I'm good. And let me tell you, Shawn Porter gets all the credit from me from the beginning to the end of his career because he never faded away from any fight. He always brought the fight. He always brought the work rate, the footwork, and the energy. And every fight that's ever beat him had to earn it. Every last one
Well,
of them. I'm not
Well,
gonna
you
say
can't
his
say,
name. Never will.
you can never say he ducked nobody. That's what you can't say. He never ducked
No,
nobody.
he ain't duck anybody,
Hey,
man.
hey, but
And
Shelton,
they might try to say he was ducking Boots because of what he said. He earned the right to be able to choose who he wanted to fight at this point in his career. He
hey, but
didn't
look,
need to fight Boots. So
Go ahead,
all
Red.
that they say what they want. I don't give a crap about him not fighting Boots and saying that he didn't want to fight. I don't blame him. That's a young lion. What is he gonna gain from it? Forget that bull crap. The boy he did a hell of a job with his career. Period. And I'm gonna give credit to his dad because his dad helped made him a champion and made him multi-millions of dollars. Even though he was a butthole at the end.
Man,
he really wasn't that wrong for what he said. I think people being very soft, like we got to man the fuck up when it comes to this shit. This is not just that's his father, and even if he is his father, you got to be tough and real with these fucking boys. Ain't none of that soft shit. Now the fact that Shawn didn't show up because Kenny ain't no change up for the
Sean
camera
showed
type
up.
motherfucker. Kenny ain't
But
no change up for the
he easily
camera.
could have said, Reggie, he easily could have said, I saw my fighter hurt, and he is my son at the end of the day, and I didn't want him to get seriously hurt. He is fighting Bud Crawford, and
He
I
just
saw
was
the
fighting
momentum
somebody on
change.
another
He could have
level.
said something like that. He didn't have to low-rate the boy about the training camp. That was uncalled for, man.
man,
That was
there
unprofessional.
needs to be
It was unprofessional at the end of the day.
separation. There needs to be a separation of church and state sometimes, bro. And this is one of them fucking times. Kenny, has been in the wrong position. Let me look. As a father, okay? As a father, there are some times when your pride overrides, and even though, and being the adult, many of us, whether we have been the child in the situation or the adult in that situation, have rode on the fact that we the parent. And the child will respect the motherfucker so much they'll go with it, even though it may be wrong. Say Kenny never should have continued to be his coach. He should have delegated them duties to somebody else and took his position as a father, because in the heat of the battle, he could not separate the fucking two. Earl Spence and Shawn Porter was in a more rough and tumble fight, and Shawn was more buzzed in that fight in times than he ever was when he fought Terrence. He was scared of Terrence, and he was scared of what Terrence may do. And let me make this point. If, in fact, listen to this, if you stop the Diego Corrales and Jose Luis Castillo fight after Corrales get knocked down, if we pause the fight right there before Joe Goosen put the motherfucking mouthpiece in his mouth, and we stop that fight right there, and I go to every last one of y'all and I ask y'all, does Castillo make the end of the round? What is the answer?
Hell no.
Against Floyd?
Hell
No.
no.
Against when Corrales and Castillo.
Yeah. My bad, wrong fight.
Okay, Castillo and
know.
Corrales. After Corrales went down them 2 times, and I paused the fight right there, and I was to ask y'all, does Corrales make the end of the round? He had been down twice early in that fucking round with that big ass mouse under his eye. Each and every one of y'all would tell me what.
You don't
I
know.
think he would have made it, but see, he went down with a game plan. He kept spitting his mouthpiece out by his time. So I think he would have made it.
Fam. With the shots that he took, with the shots that he took, compared to the shots that Bud gave Shawn last night. If I was to stop both of them, you would say that Corrales had less of a chance making the end of the round than Shawn. So my point is, we don't fucking know. Kenny robbed everybody of that. That's my fucking issue.
I don't think
All right.
I agree.
He's looking at the fact that this guy been fighting all these years. Why allow him to take a beating now in this point in his career?
I agree. We in the fight game.
Necessary.
It's the fight game.
I looked at it like
Don't get hit.
But you gotta remember, Shawn told us that night after his father low rated him. He told us they had already had a standing agreement. They had already discussed this, the possibility of a stoppage. That's something. See, there's a lot of stuff that go on with these fighters and these trainers we don't even know about. But that's what they told us. Them two guys told us a lot that at the end of that fight. If we just paid attention to all of it, they told us a lot. And they already had this discussion. And you got to remember, man, when have you seen Shawn down more? Look, Shawn only been down 2 times in his professional career that we are aware of throughout his professional career. Then he goes down twice in the same round. Come on, bro. And his dad was seeing what I saw.
They know
and
what's
his
gonna
dad was
happen.
seeing even more. The boy was getting the momentum change. The boy was
The
sticking
fans
to him
just mad because they didn't get to see him go to sleep.
Exactly.
And that's kind of cruel.
Yeah.
He deserved
He
more
was
than
done,
that.
man. He was done.
I'm glad he
it's
didn't
a
get to look
championship
bad
fight,
like
man. The
Nah,
rules
bro.
change
If
in
it was you,
championship fight.
and
You don't
Y'all
come.
thinking about
You
y'all
don't
I look
come
at
to
it
the
like
ring.
this: if it
You
was
don't come to
Y'all
the
think
ring.
about
Your
y'all
whole
self
mantra during
satisfaction.
you
training
wouldn't
camp is
want
war.
to
You
see
don't
one of
come to
your
the
family
ring
members go
prepared
to
for
sleep.
war, and as soon as a little adversity hit, you
Thank
tuck
you.
tail and run, man.
Get the
Man,
fuck out of here.
That wasn't no little adversity, bro. He got knocked down in the first part of the
He got
10th
dropped
round
2
against
times.
Terrence Crawford, who stopped the 7 welterweights in a row.
The
He was
daddy was
done. What
scared
y'all want to
of
see
this
him
nigga
die?
before the fight,
Right, like
fam.
that's how
The
I'm looking at
daddy
it.
was
Like,
scared of
Because
this
the
nigga
daddy
at
sold the fight.
17.
The daddy, this is what the
At
daddy did. I'm about to
17.
tell you what the daddy did. A17. A17, this is what the daddy did. He sold a fight to his son, and his son agreed. And his son actually believed the bullshit. So he
right.
got his ass
He
out
Straight
didn't
there.
up.
ever
You know,
sell a fight
sometimes
to
you
his
take a
son.
dog
Stop
out
that.
there and you
He
got a
told his
dog.
daddy.
You
No, don't
listen,
sell
man.
that to nobody. He told his daddy that he wanted to fight
He
him.
Can I ask
sold
y'all a
that
Stop
shit to
question?
that.
Shawn Porter. How was
Can I
Kenny
ask y'all a
Porter gonna
question?
get paid? A17. He ain't got no
Hey,
other fighters.
hey, y'all don't have to holler,
Shawn
He
but
ain't
was
got
check
no
great.
this
other
out.
Nobody
fighters.
wanted
Hey,
Shawn
Shawn.
one at
Porter
a
is his
time. One
biggest
at a
dog.
time. One at a
Check
time.
this
One at a
out.
time.
Check this out, y'all. Check
KP,
this
quit
out.
trying to
Check this
sell
out.
that,
Come on
bro.
now. Come on. Check
Kenny
this
did
out.
not take that
If
fight
I'm
for
not selling
Shawn.
that. I'm telling you the
hey,
truth.
y'all check this out. If Sean was able to get up on his own 2 feet, would you give him a chance to fight back?
Not
Y'all
even.
been
Not
y'all
if he
been
It,
got
doing
dropped
that
it
shit
twice.
on the
wasn't even
ground.
that he just got
Y'all,
up on his 2 feet. He
He
punched
got
the
up off
ground with
his
ferocity. He was
knees.
mad that he got knocked down.
He got
His
he
up
hit
off
on the
his
daddy was
ground.
knees.
up on the apron before the man even stood up trying to give up.
And the
But
man
This
was
same
Okay,
he
man,
was
okay,
fuck
wobbly
the
too.
okay.
daddy.
Look
Fuck
here.
the daddy right now. If he'd have
Man,
got
that
on his
motherfucker
2
was done,
feet,
man.
if
All I'm
Sean
gonna
would have got
say,
up
all I'm
on
gonna
his
say
own
with
two
that is,
feet,
I sure wish Sugar Hill would have had the same attitude as Kenny Porter. Goddamn.
fuck you mean? Fuck
I
you
sure wish Sugar
mean?
Hill would have had the same attitude as Kenny Porter.
God
But hold
damn,
on.
if the ref came in and waved it off, y'all, that's one thing. You feel what I'm saying? This man was up
How
on
many
the
times have the
apron
ref
before the
messed up?
boy had a chance to stand
the,
up.
the
This
boy
man
hit
said
Man,
he was
the
scared
refs
of
don't miss.
Bud at
Referees have
17
missed
years
a lot.
old. He said he
Referees
was
have missed
scared
a
of
lot,
Bud at
and they have had fighters to die.
Santos.
Referees have missed a
Mentality
exactly,
lot
is
man.
throughout the
These
history of boxing,
these
and they
they
have
fans
were
be
trying
died.
to
fucking
sell
wild,
war,
man.
hey,
Santos.
A17
A17,
no
I
Listen, hold
excuse.
on.
understand where
Hey,
you're coming
Look,
listen.
from.
look.
That
2 weekends ago,
He
we had
should
a
You
great
can't
Santos.
fight
give him no
between.
excuse,
They
bro. You
wasn't
can't.
ready to
Look here,
go to war,
weekend,
Santos.
last
Sell that
weekend, we
shit,
had a great.
Santos. They
Hold
weren't
on,
ready to
we
go
had
to
a great
war.
fight.
Y'all
That's all
can't
right.
get
But
his. Y'all
last
giving him
weekend,
too
we
many
had a great fight
excuses.
between David Benavidez
I'm not
and
making no
Karan
excuses.
Davis.
I'm the one who
That
said
is,
Listen,
bro.
Sean
You
was gonna
talking about
get
he
knocked
scared of
out.
him at
listen. We
17.
had a great fight
Like,
between.
Santos,
what that
I've
got
been
to do
hearing
Hold
you,
with?
on, hold
Santos.
on. I'm making a point. Listen, I'm making a point. You had a great
Oh,
fight going
man.
back and forth between David Benavidez and Karan Davis. Now, this guy kept seeing him. Karan was taking a lot of punches, but he was giving a lot too. He was fighting back.
He
When
didn't
his
get
when his
dropped.
fight was hold on, when his fight was stopped, he wasn't on the mat. He was on his feet. And his trainer
True.
stopped and had tears in his eye because he know his fighter and he know what his fighter was going through.
Didn't have
And
to be. It was
that wasn't even his daddy.
Santos.
But
True.
It
they've been
was
together so
clear.
long. Let me tell
Santos.
you something. Fighters and
Santos.
trainers, when they've been together for a little while, they know each other, man. But we
Santos.
talking
I
about
hear
a
you,
relationship
Santos.
for a lifetime. We being
Santos.
selfish. No, we being selfish,
Okay.
wanting to see this guy go out like that, man.
Yeah, that
Santos.
is
That's your
Let's
selfish.
point.
We
fight
I
being
another
selfish.
day.
Santos.
This is
Santos.
a
That's
personal
cause he a
thing,
Santos.
man.
Spence
Y'all can say
fan.
what y'all want to,
Santos.
man.
That's your
His daddy
point.
did the right thing.
Santos.
You
I
gotta
hear
wrap
you.
it
He
That's
up.
your
wanted to
point.
he blew
But
because
you
Bud did
can't
him worse
sell
than
war to
Spence.
me. Hey, they had war. Hey,
Get back in the
listen.
chat, y'all. I'm out.
They had
All right,
war.
Reggie. Thank you for
They
coming on, man. I just had to ask you that, man.
wore hats, wore emblems. It was a war, is what they were selling.
But he did them
Okay,
worse than Spence, though.
listen.
Let's talk about that.
The war was what they were selling. Okay, so if war is what it is, if that is your Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder went to war.
And
Okay,
Fury was in
they
there
went to
beating his
war.
ass.
Hey, look, bro. At this point, I'm just
That
telling
wasn't no
you
damn
from
war.
what I
Fury
seen,
was beating that man ass.
out of Kenny Porter this entire time with Shawn is the same shit I seen out of Danny Garcia and his father with Angel, and it's the same
Yeah.
emotional shit I see out of Tio and with his father, Tio Senior. These guys fighting for their daddy's adulation and love, and the fathers have a problem separating the boxing from their relationship with their sons. And it bled over last night, not only with him climbing up on the apron and stopping the fight, but over into the post-fight press conference. And Shawn retired because he was fucking embarrassed, number one. And number two, he didn't have nowhere else to turn after that. Bottom line, he fought Earl Spence. Him and Earl Spence fought in a way tougher, quote unquote,
Oh my
war
God.
than him and Bud. And
Come on, bro.
if in fact it was a fucking war, then let them go to war. That's why Earl stood up and said, if Kenny was my daddy, I wouldn't fucking pay him. Sell
Because
that shit
Porter,
to
Earl
somebody else
Spence
that he was
mad.
hurt. Because that nigga
Earl
punched
Spence
the
was mad
floor
because
harder than he
Bud
punched
stopped him.
Bud.
because
Something
Porter
he
and
couldn't
Spence went
do.
a whole 12 rounds. That tell you right there. They wanted to finish out right. Ain't nobody throw no towel in. But then when it's Bud,
See,
they
the
threw the
thing
towel
is,
in.
Earl Spence couldn't make them throw a
And
towel in.
and,
He
and
ain't got
say
enough hands.
Sean selling that Bud is a tough opponent because
No,
that's his
His
homeboy.
hands ain't good enough, man.
That's his
the
fucking homeboy.
the way Spence hit Porter when he made him touch the ground, that was enough right there. He could have broke his neck. That one shot. Now they went on and finished
What?
up.
He didn't even
Even
touch the
though even
ground.
they went on and finished up.
His
Even though
glove touched the ground.
even
He didn't.
What's a
He didn't.
glove?
as
Bud sat
strong
him
of a
on his
puncher
back
as strong of a
pockets.
puncher Spence
What
is,
is you
you
talking
think
about?
you
Y'all
think
tripping.
Kenny Porter trusted
Oh my God.
Sean to finish up, and he could have got hit like that again?
The first shot that Bud hit him with,
He ain't do no more than Zab did to Floyd when he
Sean feet
made
was
Floyd glove
parallel.
touch the
Sean
ground.
feet was parallel, and it wasn't a full extension of Bud. Bud didn't fully catch him because if Bud would have fully caught him, then we might have truly seen Sean hurt. He didn't fully
He
catch
was
him. He got
hurt,
him on the
bro. You
chin.
ain't see
He
when he
caught
was
him
getting up
chin
on
and
his
chest.
knees.
He caught him chin and chest. And go back and look. He caught him chin and chest, and his feet was even. And he went down. He sat on
He
his
had
ass.
slob
He
coming out
was
his
Yeah, the
off
mouth.
first
balance.
time it was one
It,
shot. The
he
second
was off
time it was a
balance.
combo, bro. It was a combo.
Right. And
The sec
the second time he went down, he got hit with a good shot behind the
he
ear,
was
knocked his
hurt the second
equilibrium
time.
off, and the other shots didn't land. Sean was on his way down. The second shot, he was more hurt than the first shot. I will
But how
give
you
you
figure?
that. But Sean
So
was
was he
not
hurt
hurt
when
to the
Spence hurt
point
when
to
he was
where
hurt?
he could not continue. He was not hurt to the point to where he could not
It wasn't a
continue.
question if he could continue. It was a question of him being
He
more
could have
severely
finished.
hurt, and that's what his dad was trying to prevent. Now, I'm gonna tell you something. Y'all probably didn't pay attention to a lot of these interviews Sean was doing
Guess
leading up
what?
to the fight.
We don't
Sean
know.
has been alluding to. Hold on, bro. Sean has been alluding to the fact for several interviews that he was not going to continue to fight after this fight. He didn't verbatim say that, but he dropped a whole lot of evidence saying that he wasn't going to continue to fight.
If
He was
you've been
already
watching the
making
Porter
his
Way
exit strategy.
podcast, you knew that.
Hold on. Yeah. So who how you gonna say that he wasn't planning to retire that night? What he said was the truth. He didn't
He
care
was gonna
How we
if he
gonna
retire
won
either
predict
the
that?
way.
He
fight.
can't go on.
He was gonna retire. He was gonna retire regardless. So we can't say that he
Exactly.
wasn't planning to retire. He was going to retire.
Right.
Terrence did not retire Crawford. Porter. Porter retired himself because he wasn't planning. He wanted to do this commentating. He was
Facts,
tired of getting beat
Centos. But
upside
here's
the
my
head
thing.
and not getting to the
But here
the pinnacle to get the crown. He wanted
but here's my
to
thing.
raise his kids, be a father, and enjoy his money.
But Centos, here's my thing. They had already agreed. They had already made a silent agreement to give up. Because at the end of the day, if this is your last fight, if this is your last motherfucking fight, your last motherfucking chance at glory, this is what he was selling now. This is what he was telling everybody. This is why he came in with war on this shit. This is your last fight. then go out like a motherfucking warrior on your shield. If it's war, then go out like a warrior. Not with your daddy up on the apron saying, I'm scared my son gonna get hurt.
He can't make him not do that though.
You're right, and that's
only
why.
way you could do that
And
is
that's
by
another reason why
performing.
he retired, because he
Only way
can't
you
not
do that
make
is by
his dad
performing at a
treated
high
like a
level.
bitch.
Right.
When does Shawn
Right.
Porter not bring a war to the ring, man? He's always
If
made
you
it
get
a
in the
war.
He
ring, it's
didn't
a war.
last night.
Man, I got Shawn Porter. Hey, that's cool. That's cool. Somebody can disagree, but Shawn Porter gave us Shawn Porter as a welterweight gave us everything we want from Terrence Crawford and Earl Spence. He gave it.
I
Ain't no
agree.
more fucking shit that he can give.
I agree.
He was
I
everything we
agree.
wanted in a fight except
Yeah, I'm not about to do that. I'm not about to do
five
that.
times already.
I agree, KP.
Who
I'm not gonna.
on
I
this
can't
panel?
argue with you there. He signed up and he
Who on
fought
this panel?
everybody.
Who on this
I
panel
can.
can remember
He
that
fought
they
them all.
just repeated
Yeah, he
themselves
did.
about 5 times? Who repeated themselves about 5 times? Damn near everybody. We gonna know the same thing over and over and over.
Hey, my thing is this: it's only one fight to make.
That's it.
Period.
That's it. That's it. That's all.
All that other goofy shit, I don't want to hear nothing about that shit.
And,
I mean, if somebody else want to pay for some other shit, that's on them. But
Nah.
I don't go to a steak restaurant and order a steak and then tell the motherfuckers, give me the steak well done. No, serve me the motherfucking medium. Motherfucker,
Right.
it's time to serve the steak. That's all I'm saying.
And credit to these cats, they want the fight. Both of them do, and they both making
Give you
the
the steak.
appropriate
What?
steps.
Say it again. I didn't hear you. You broke up.
They both want the fight, and they both
Medium
making
well.
the appropriate steps to get it. They both are. So we gonna get what we want, man. We gonna get what we want.
Well, one thing I hadn't heard anybody say tonight that y'all keep forgetting about, one of these guys got to heal up and get approved by the doctors to fight. So
He already is. You didn't hear the other day he got approved.
No,
he back in.
He said he can train. He didn't say nothing about he can fight.
Yes, he
said
can. He can spar too. He is fully cleared. Okay.
That ain't the same.
All right,
That ain't the same, bro.
Centos, go do your research. He fully cleared.
No, I heard. I looked at it today.
That's Bud homie, right?
He said he
homie.
can get back in the ring and train. Is what he said. He didn't say nobody can fight. That's a different situation. You ain't sparring Terrence Crawford.
Blue Blood said he had the same injury and he got fixed up in one day.
Centos, I'm trying to tell you,
Blue Blood.
He back in action.
Well, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this.
Okay,
let me ask you this. Let me ask the panel. Everybody
we got boots on the ground down here. He back
everybody on the panel. Let me ask you this.
Let him ask his question.
Does the motherfucker need a tune-up before we get in the ring with the top dog?
He need 2 tune-ups to play with Bud.
Okay, what he say though? Fuck what we think. What he say?
Well, I don't think that's smart.
Absolutely.
You talking about somebody? I'm telling you.
The question is absolutely.
You talking about somebody?
I think he need one fight. I think he need one fight. But if he don't take it and he get right in there with him, I ain't making no excuses because I'm a Spence fan. I want Spence to win. If Spence get in that motherfucker with him without the tune-up, more power to him. But I ain't giving no excuses. But he do need a fight, I think.
Hey, I got
Spence already showed us that he don't need no tune-up when he's fighting, because he showed us that he's at the caliber to fight the top 5.
Hey, what makes
Keep
y'all
that same energy. If they fight and he don't get the tune up and he look bad, keep that same energy. I don't want to hear no excuse about his eye.
If he got the tune-up, if he got the motherfucking tune-up, and then they fought, then it'd be the car wreck and the eye injury, and he wasn't the same Earl Spence. So regardless, the motherfucker gonna make an excuse. It don't fucking matter. It don't fucking matter. Ain't gonna be that. Ain't gonna be that. The energy is get in this ring and get your ass whooped. Triple D in this house.
People already downplaying this Shawn Porter win. They already downplaying.
After a full camp, it ain't no. After a full camp, it ain't no complaint.
Y'all like
Oak Cliff niggas don't make no excuses, bro.
Exactly, facts.
Oak Cliff niggas don't make no excuses.
But what y'all looking at, and I get it. I do get it. I get it. You looking at him coming back and beating up on Danny Garcia. Well,
I ain't even talking about him beating up Danny.
And I've told y'all many times that the whole welterweight division takes turns whooping Danny Garcia. So that wasn't nothing
We're
impressive.
not talking about beating. We're not talking about beating up Danny Garcia. We're talking about is Errol Spence consistent with what he's saying.
That's a
He
I
good
don't,
says
Bud
it.
I
answer.
do
don't, I don't
He
want
says
Bud
it
do
him.
Danny
consistently.
Garcia, so
Listen to me. I don't want him to come back without a tune-up because I got to go through all this excuse making again when he get whooped.
You think
I
See,
need
Derrick
him to
there
James
you
have a
gonna let
go.
him
tune-up
in
and
there?
be
Hold on.
ready.
You
Let me
think
bring
Derrick
something to
James
their
gonna let
attention.
him in
They
on his own
y'all said
daddy?
Oak Cliff don't make any excuses, right? I'm gonna bring some of
Well, from
y'all
what I
attention.
heard,
Most
who
all of
on
y'all
that
said the
truck?
same
That's you,
thing.
Cinco?
Hold on, yeah, hold
That's,
on a second. Look,
yeah, yeah.
y'all, a lot of y'all Texas guys, and I got major respect for all y'all, but y'all say Oak
that's
Cliff
why
don't
y'all
make no
Spence
excuses.
fans.
But let me tell you something. I remember
There you go.
after the Shawn
I know
Porter
it ain't the
fight,
skill
y'all
area
said
of the
the reason he
boxing.
didn't look as good against
Look at
Shawn
this
Porter is
lame
because
ass
he wasn't
shit.
with Blu-ray. That's
I
an
pick
excuse.
Bud.
That is an excuse.
Bud got the
Didn't nobody make no
skills.
excuses
Ain't
for
nobody making no
make no
excuses.
excuses for Earl.
Yeah, y'all did. Y'all said if he had been with Blu-ray, he would have knocked Shawn out. That's what y'all said. But
No,
being that he
no,
wasn't with Blu-ray, y'all said he didn't look as good. Come on now.
we weren't looking. We
That
weren't
Let me
wasn't
looking
no
tell
for a
you another
motherfucking
knockout.
time.
excuse. It is what it is.
We weren't looking for a
Hold on,
knockout.
Picasso.
Yeah,
Hold
but
on, let me handle
y'all
that.
Bud
said
Hold
don't
on,
about
knock
Cintos.
Shawn out.
Cintos,
with
you said
Blu-ray,
it.
he
Hold
knocking
on,
folks
Cintos,
out.
you
If he
said
wasn't
that
with
hot
Blu-ray,
shit.
he ain't look good.
Cintos, you said that hot shit. You don't need to reiterate it. You said that hot shit.
Yeah, yeah.
But hey, hold on. The same little knockout streak your boy on, right? Your same little knockout streak your boy on.
Right.
With Blu-ray, Earl knocked out all his opponents. Without Blu-ray, he hasn't.
That
Sound
Is
like
shouldn't
that
an
matter,
not a
bro.
excuse.
bit?
Sound
Hold
like an
on.
excuse to me.
Blu-ray made that a point, and it's the fucking truth. With Blu-ray, it was
Sound like an
knockouts.
excuse to me.
Without
That
Blu-ray, it wouldn't. Ain't
that
no
really
fucking
definitely
He can,
doesn't
excuses.
hey,
matter.
he
Those
can do the
are
same. He
facts,
can do the same
Cintos.
amount of push. He can do the
Cintos.
same amount of push-ups with and
Cintos.
without Blu-ray. He put his head through it.
Cintos. That's just like somebody who can't get their dick hard without some pills. With pills, they beat some pussy up. Without pills, that motherfucker was soft. It ain't no excuse. Sometimes it's just a fact.
I
God
ain't
damn
in
it.
that category, so I can't relate to that. I don't know how that works. But what I am saying,
I
you
know
can do
I
the
didn't
same
say
amount of
you.
push-ups.
Don't
You can do.
personalize
I
it.
understand
I'm
that,
just
but
saying.
what
Don't
I'm
that
saying, you
make
can do the.
sense? Sometimes two things can be true at
Nah,
the same
nah.
fucking time.
It could be a medical issue when it
All
come down to
right,
something like
all
that.
right.
Real talk.
Well, just
But at the same
understand
time,
this.
let me
Blu-ray will
ask you
be
this:
in the
when you go
motherfucking
to the
camp,
gym,
Centos.
do you have to
Centos.
have somebody tell you to go to the gym?
Blu-ray gonna be in the Blu-ray in the camp,
I
Centos.
know he is. I know he is. That's
Blu-ray
cool.
in the
But I'm
camp.
just saying, I'm going off the fact
Blu-ray
that
in the
y'all
camp.
said Oak Cliff don't make no excuses. But
We ain't,
anytime you
We
say
we
he
said
he
not
ain't
didn't
making
have
no
this
excuses. I
particular person,
guarantee you
no
he
he
ain't
did
making
because
no
excuses.
he didn't have
excuses.
this person
That's
in the
why he
camp.
ain't say he
That's
want
an
to
No,
tune
excuse,
up.
man.
My nigga didn't say he wanted Zapata. He say he want the smoke. He want belt. He ain't say he
Errol
want
trains.
Zapata, my nigga. So you
Errol
talking about
trains
the
in a
wrong
hot
nigga
ass
about
gym.
making
Wait,
excuses.
hold on. Stop. I
Fuck
gotta stop
you.
you
What
right
y'all
there. I
saying?
gotta stop you right there.
He
When
ain't
did
want no
Bud say he wanted to
140
pay?
pound ass nigga.
Bob said that, but you never heard Crawford mention anything about Zapata.
It
So
seems
cut
like
that lie out.
Zapata's next. It seemed like Zapata next
No,
instead
no,
of
no, no,
saying
no, no,
it's
no, no,
No,
no, no,
nice.
no.
get the fuck out of here.
You
That's
never
exactly
heard
what
Bud
that's
mention
exactly what
anything
Bud
about
said.
Zapata.
That's exactly what Bud said.
He
I'm gonna
never
go
heard that.
pull
He
a
never said
fucking
that.
video. I guess
Nah, he never
Zapata
said that.
next. Man, I guess Zapata next. I
He
guess
was
Massa
being
said,
he's
I'm
being
gonna keep fighting
sarcastic,
the
man. He
guys that they put
ain't
in
trying to
front of me. I'm gonna
he ain't
keep
trying to
fighting
fight
the
no
guys that
Zapata.
they put
He
in
ain't
front
trying
of
to
me.
fight no Josh Taylors, man.
How
What
many
else can
times
you
have we
do?
heard
Wait a
Bud
minute, wait a
say,
minute, wait a minute, wait a minute.
Josh
What else can you
Taylor
do when you
or
under
whatever?
contract?
I'm gonna keep fighting the guys that they put in
What
front of
else
me.
can you do when you under contract? You know
That's
what can happen to you if you when you're under contract. Ask Mikey
so
or ask
Shelton.
Ruiz.
So
And he
Shelton,
just
You
two
turned
get
in
put
things
his
on the
can
last
be
shelf.
fight.
true at the same time. I'm not saying that it wasn't true, Shelton. I'm just saying what the man said. You dig what I'm saying? I'm not
Yeah,
saying
I
that
got
you're
you.
lying, fam. I'm
I
not
got you.
saying that. And I'm glad that he stood on his motherfucking 10 toes last night and told Bob to kiss his ass. That's what he needed to do. Hey, when Bob did that shit and he didn't say nothing to me, I'm just an ignorant nigga. You feel me? Fuck it. I
Yeah.
know I'm under contract. I'm still gonna be under contract and I'm still gonna fight for him, but fuck him in his ass for disrespecting me. You feel me? Just like my granny, when I used to act the ass in the store, my granny didn't wait to take me home to whoop my ass. She whooped my ass right in the store where I acted her ass. That's just
Right.
me. But
Oh,
I
I get it.
understand business as well, and I appreciate the way Bud handled his business last night. Real talk. I'm gonna give him that credit. I don't mind giving Bud his respect when he earned it, when he deserves it. But don't sit here and lie to me and tell me some other shit. You feel what I'm saying? And then want me to believe it. Like Shawn sat up here and lied and said, Bud knows I'm the only person that can beat him in the division. Shut the fuck up. Stop lying. It's just different fighting Bud. Shut the fuck up. It wouldn't. You was up, nigga, and you was scared you was up, dumbass. Stop. You don't like Earl. Bud is your homeboy. You and your daddy been scared of since way back in the gap. And don't lie, because your daddy stood in the hallway and was scared of that nigga when he balled his fist up at 125, 130 pounds. Fuck out of here. This nigga bought a house across the street from his daddy. We watched his daddy emasculate him in the lead up to the Earl Spence fight. It's the same shit. He been doing this shit for 20 years.
In defense of Kenny Porter, that might have happened out the blood had been shot in the back of the head. I don't know for sure. I give you a reason.
No, Bud was a pro when that happened. No, Bud was a pro when that shit happened.
I know he was an amateur.
He was an amateur.
When he got
shot?
When he got
he was an amateur. I thought he was a pro.
No,
he was a pro.
Right before he turned pro.
I thought it was before he turned pro.
No, it was right before he turned pro, because that was when they sent his ass home, and he was like in between. You know what I'm saying? Not knowing whether he was gonna do this or do that. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
Okay. Farmer and Benavides has been shot before. They still boxing.
I don't know. What I was saying, I was just making fun.
They're not boxing on the level of Crawford boxing on.
They have nothing to do with each other, but
are they?
Right.
They pro. They pro, right. And they on TV.
Man,
are they boxing on the level Crawford is boxing on?
And they had belts.
Bud dope, bro. Don't get me wrong.
Are they boxing on the level that Bud is boxing on?
He in the pro, just like the rest of them.
That's not what I asked you. That's not what I asked you. It is other level. There's levels.
Super.
Right.
You got the Benavides level, you got the Danny Garcia level, and you got the Crawford and Spence level. There's levels. There's levels. That's not no styles. There's levels.
Man,
there's no way, no how. Listen to me, man. Listen to me.
That man had one leg.
There's no way, no how. No, any style you want to put together, you could put Danny Garcia in the ring with Bud Crawford or Errol Spence and he'll win.
You put him in there with Errol Spence and he done.
You put him in there with Bud, he done. You put him in there with Bud, he done.
Who?
Danny Garcia. He don't make it as long as Shawn did. He don't last as long as Shawn did.
We won't know. We don't know.
He don't.
Yeah, I know.
It's a question mark there.
I know.
Because he didn't get in the ring with Danny.
Yeah,
Danny beat him already.
Hey,
Danny beat him in the
amateur.
amateur.
Level fighter.
Danny beat him in the amateur. Danny beat him in
14
the
years ago.
Danny beat him.
See,
14 years ago.
Check it out. You can put him in the ring as a pro and see what happens.
See, Picasso.
We got a question mark there.
Danny gets
knocked out
for the first
No,
time.
we got a question mark there.
But check it out.
Question
He
mark.
gets knocked out for the first
No, we
time.
don't.
That's a question mark. Danny has never been knocked out by Bud Crawford.
Danny gets knocked out by Bud Crawford if he gets in the ring.
He has never been knocked out by Bud Crawford.
You didn't see the mean Crawford come out Saturday night.
Hey, are you telling me a fact when you say? Are you telling me a fact when you say Danny Garcia been knocked out by Bud Crawford? No,
I didn't say been knocked out. I said if he gets in the ring, don't twist my words. I said if he gets in the ring with Bud Crawford, he does not make it 6 rounds. That's what I said.
Okay, here's the amateur and pro argument. Here we go again. But here's the thing, right? We know that Ray Robinson, Ugas, and Danny Garcia all beat Bud in the amateurs, right? But the amateurs, hold on. But the amateurs are so long ago, right? So long ago, this, that, and the third. And it's the truth. And it's the truth that fighters have changed. But on the flip side, right? I heard Bud say when he got to talking about Felix Diaz that he was a gold medalist. And the first thing that popped up in my mind was, damn, they give gold medals to amateurs. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm just saying. So that argument we all understand that age plays a part. You feel what I'm saying? But that argument be used at different times for different motherfuckers to try to validate themselves to their points. And let's just make that a point. You feel me? A motherfucker use the fact that somebody was a gold medalist, and they had this pedigree, such as like a Lomachenko or Felix Diaz or somebody like that. But then on the other end, the motherfuckers say, man, that was the amateurs. That was so long ago. Make that a point now. Make that known.
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying.
Most gold medal Olympians are really the goods. They have had stellar careers, most of them. So, or medalists, period. So
But
you
that's
can't
Errol.
take that away from them. That's a hell of a company. You fighting against the world. You ain't
Facts,
fighting just in your homeboys. So
Hey,
it was
Errol
good.
got
It's
an
a good
Olympic
part. It's a good
pedigree.
accolade to have. Let me tell you, that go. Matter of fact, I think Diaz was still undefeated when he faced Crawford.
So was Gamboa. So was
take that.
Gamboa.
And I'm
Yeah.
not
They
and I'm
both
not
were gold
shitting on
medalists.
and that's why I'm not shitting
Gold medals
on the
is a real
amateurs
deal, bro.
and that's why I'm not shitting on the amateurs and what happens in the amateurs. I think at the end of the day, it all motherfucking counts because psychologically, I don't care if I'm 15. Think about it, Centos. If me and you fight and we were 15 and I'm 15 and you were 17, right? And we fuck around and we fight again and you 35 and I'm 33, Centos, I'm gonna remember back when I was 15. God damn, man, this nigga whooped my ass 20 years ago. You feel me? Mentally, it's still gonna be in my head. I might have whooped 30 other niggas since then, but Centos, fuck, man, you whooped my ass. You feel what I'm saying? So it
I hear what
all
you're saying.
counts.
I'm just trying to say, I was the first one. I'm a Bud fan, period. And I was the first one that kept blowing that trumpet saying that he wouldn't stop Shawn Porter because I said these guys, I ain't never seen neither one of these guys
He
look like
told
they
me
were about
that
to be knocked
bullshit.
out.
He
Yes, I
told me
sure
that
did.
bullshit.
I don't
Told
know why he
everybody that.
did, Shelton. I
And
don't know why.
I also said the only way I see a knockout is if Shawn keep rushing in and he get caught and Bud times it perfectly. But
And
other
me
than
and
that,
What
I didn't
else
Shelton
see
does
both knew
Sean
I
that's
didn't
do?
see
what
no
was gonna
knockout.
happen.
But I'm
Yeah,
saying
what
That
else
was
does
Sean.
Sean
when
do?
That's all he could do.
let me
What
finish.
else does Sean do?
Fact.
When Bud fought Shawn the other night, he was relaxed the entire fight. He never showed the wild, the mean Bud. The Bud never did show up. That was Crawford. But when he fight somebody else, like anybody else we ever seen him fight, if they hit him and hurt him or try to make him look bad, what does he do? He turn into Bud. He let that dog come out and he do some devastating stuff. He didn't do that to Shawn the other night. He got the stoppage, but he never did turn it up to that all the way up. But if he
He
fights somebody
told
like Danny
you.
Garcia or something like that, you best or Earl or whoever he fights next that ain't his friend, he's gonna let that dog come loose, man. You got to know that. And
Yeah, but
whatever
Sean
Look,
happens,
he
wasn't
happens.
himself
told
either.
you. He
Sean
told
wasn't himself
you
either.
in the
Thank you,
Sean wasn't
Picasso.
himself.
No, he didn't.
Sean
No,
wasn't himself.
no.
Sean Porter is a
What
dirty fighter. He's an in-shape street fighter. I didn't see that.
Picasso Shelton, what he
Hey man,
Shelton.
Shawn Porter did show some. Come on, man. Y'all
He not
can't do
not
this,
KP.
man. Don't do
He
this
not
Let me
shit,
tell you
man.
something.
Don't do
he not
that.
he
Sean
not
Porter
saying that
normally
he not
Shawn
saying
uses
that
Porter was
Sean
Shawn
older
Porter,
fighters.
man.
Sean fought
Okay,
a
He
great
uses
fight
okay.
all.
last
He
night.
Man,
uses
I'm
all the.
gone, man. These niggas is crazy, man.
Nah,
Shawn
bro.
Porter is Shawn Porter, bro. Stop with
So did
that
y'all see a
bullshit,
dog? And
man.
y'all saw a dog in Sean Porter?
You
I think
saw a dog
Always
die.
have
That's what
dogs.
you seen. You seen a
KP.
dog. You seen a pit bull lock on that motherfucker, and he died.
We didn't
That's
I
even
what
He
you
think
get to see
told
seen.
the.
you.
We didn't
nah,
even get
bro.
to
He
see the
Goddamn.
told
rest
you,
of it because his
Picasso.
daddy
He
throws the
told
towel
you
in.
in the build-up. He told you.
That
He
don't
said,
got nothing to
"Listen,
do with his daddy, bro. His daddy is the
I'm gonna
owner of the
be."
dog. The
No,
owner of
they
the
was
dog
already
threw the
telling
towel
you
in. He said,
they was
let that
already.
dog off my dog. It's over. That's what
He
Right.
happened.
told you in the
He pulled his
build-up,
dog back.
Picasso. He told you,
His
I'm gonna
dog
be
ain't
the
had
first
nothing left.
person.
Picasso,
I'm
what you
gonna
want
be
him to
the
die?
first person to do what I want to do with Shawn Porter.
This the
And he
He
fight
told
did
you
it.
game.
that. He
Everybody's gonna
told you
get brought to
that.
the edge of their life in the fight game.
He
If it
told you
ain't,
that.
then go on
Man, you
Yeah, they
motherfuckers
well,
is
they
have a
crazy,
ain't
pillow
man.
gonna
fight.
die.
It's crazy how we
Have a
want to see
pillow
Shawn
fight.
Porter die, but we can barely hear Evander Holyfield talk right now. It's fucking crazy.
I didn't want to see him
It's
die.
fucking crazy, man.
Nobody wanted to see him die, fail, but
it was a fair fight, right?
Bro, he was getting hit with headshots in a row. He was getting hit with concussive headshots in a row by a dude that's sharp.
What the referee do? What the referee?
The referee wasn't gonna do shit but let him die.
Say, man, wait a minute. Shakur Stevenson was hitting Jamel Herring with way heavier shit than Shawn was getting hit by Bud.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Fam, hold on, fam. That nigga landed one punch within 4 when Shawn went down the second time.
Okay, hold on. Since you want to do that comparison, A17, since you want to use that as a comparison, tell me how many wars have Jamel Herring been in? The motherfucker ain't been in the war Shawn Porter been in, bro.
Shawn Porter ain't never been hit like Jamel Herring was getting hit against Shakur Stevenson. Never.
You compare one fight. You compare one fight to a successive amount of fights, bro. That's
you didn't say it. 817, so I can't put it on you. You didn't say it. But everybody else is telling me that there was no way that this guy gets stopped.
I told you.
And I told him he was going to get stopped.
I just said that. I said you didn't say that. I said, but everybody else told me I was tripping. There was no way this guy gets stopped.
Thank you.
He got stopped.
He got stopped.
So let's not make excuses saying that he wasn't
himself and all that shit. Nah.
And his daddy was on the take and fuck all that. He got stopped.
Y'all heard that song? Y'all heard that song?
Fuck all that.
Home.
He got stopped.
He got stopped.
I feel you, Picasso. I'm with you.
He got stopped.
I'm with my man
because,
Picasso
as I told you, for 6 months, 9 months, I've been telling you, he's not good enough to go 12 rounds with that guy.
I let people say what they want.
He's not good enough.
But yeah,
he's not good enough. It's obvious.
Sometimes two things can be true at the same time, and I think two things is true. I think he was never good enough. I'm with you, Chef. He was never good enough. I think that he was bound to run into something because Shawn never stick with a game plan. That's why him and Kenny argue. He's a 5th grade fighter, meaning he gonna rush in head first, looking down and not looking up. And Bud is the type of fighter where if you keep coming, he gonna keep giving. And it was too many opportunities for him to get caught. That's why I told each and every one of you, even without me quote unquote not being a Bud fan. But I told each and every one of you he was going to get knocked out. And I told y'all it was going to be a wave-off knockout. It wasn't going to be a punishing Deontay Wilder sleep knockout. I thought it was going to be a top-ranked, he's overwhelming him type knockout. But it wasn't the ref that did it. It was Kenny, weak-ass.
Right. We all agree. But guess what? I just had an epiphany. Bud is a timing fighter, right? He would find your timing and catch you. And I think that's a good thing for a small fighter, big fighter, whatever. But for them that size, if he time anybody any size, he can catch you and put you out of there. So Absolutely. Danny is that no look left hook guy. But he's also a timer. That's why he's probably beat him in the amateurs. But yeah, Bud learned from that.
Yep.
We don't know what that's gonna be like now, so that's why I say it's a question mark there because he never fought him.
Yeah, I agree.
Hey man, you can leave the question mark there all you want. I'm telling you, Danny Garcia better not get that motherfucking ring.
Amen. And Terrence Crawford and his trainers, they all said the same thing. When he was an amateur, his fighting style was not fit for amateur fighting. That's why he lost some of the bigger fights to get him to the next level in the amateurs.
He's a pinpoint accuracy puncher.
Hey, right. Hey, you got to take whatever a trainer says with a grain of salt when they're talking about that guy.
It was Bud that said it first, and the trainers agreed with it.
You can look at his style and tell he's not an amateur style. Amir Khan has an amateur style where they run up the points by throwing all these punches. Gary Russell has an amateur style. He throws a lot of punches.
You know what? Hey, we can kill this argument. We can kill this debate right here.
Man, fuck the
We can
debate,
kill this
man.
debate
Dude,
right here.
fuck all that.
This how we
Dude
kill
fighting
it.
pros. Fuck the amateur.
This how
and
we
all
kill
that
the
shit.
debate. This how we kill it. Put his ass in there.
That's what we said.
They want to see everybody die.
That's a question
They
mark.
want to see you motherfuckers want to see everybody die.
Let's do it for Picasso. Let's do it for Picasso. Put his funky ass up in there.
Danny in there with, well, they tried to make that fight. They underpaid. They was trying to underpay.
Hey man, I don't want to keep hearing this bullshit, Picasso. Stop that. Danny Garcia is dead meat. He's fish on the line.
Danny Garcia ain't worth no more than what he gets. $2 million.
Definitely would be now.
He worth more than what he gets. $2 million.
Come on, man.
That motherfucker ain't worth shit.
He ain't.
Picasso, how many motherfuckers has he beat at 147? You tell me.
Hey, come on now,
you
y'all.
Tell me.
Be honest.
Who has he beat at 147?
Picasso, you did not hear bullshit, dude. That's not what you're doing. Picasso want to see that light skin motherfucker turn red. That's what he wants to see.
That shit sound good, President Jafar, but ain't nobody never changed on what they said about wanting to fight. You feel what I'm saying?
Got 7, didn't he?
Hey, President Jafar, I'm a Spence fan like 817. That's the only fight we want. Ain't no other fucking fight we want. That's the only fight. And if they do it in Dallas, I'm driving to the motherfucking KC.
But
so,
that fight finna be either in Vegas or Atlanta.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be in Vegas. It's probably gonna be in Vegas. You know what I'm saying?
But DJ, tell him if that fight is in Atlanta,
Mercedes-Benz Stadium, they can sell that bitch out.
Man, you know how much, man, in Texas, the ass was hanging off the back in Texas, though. So, hey.
Bud ain't never coming back down here no more. I don't give a damn. He could get a winning lottery ticket in this motherfucker. He ain't coming back. Shit,
he gonna wear the bag
in Texas.
Think about
that
it.
nigga could have a winning lottery ticket in this motherfucker. He ain't coming back.
Think about it, 817. Think about it. Bud done everything you can really do in boxing. Now it's time to chase the bag. You make the bag big enough, he gonna go where that bag is. He don't give a fuck where he fight.
He will not fight Earl in Dallas for.
He will fight Earl in the alley if the bag is big enough.
Hey, Crawford ain't no punk, man. He ain't care nothing about what fans saying and all. He ain't give a crap about
I
that.
feel you, Simcoe, but I'm just saying he not gonna let Earl be in his backyard in that fight, man.
Yeah,
I don't really. Honestly, I don't think he gives a fuck.
If he getting paid and the money's right, he will fight no matter where it is.
You see what President
Jafar, we ain't saying we want home field advantage, bro. We don't want that. We just saying that if that fight was in Dallas, you get more fans there, bro. If you put it in Vegas, you get 20,000 motherfuckers. In Dallas, you can get 100,000. I mean, that's all I'm saying, man. And even his family can drive down to the motherfucker.
You don't went way to the left now. I don't know if neither one of them big enough stars to get 100,000.
You crazy?
They might not get 100, but Shell, you think they get to about 70 maybe?
They can get 60, 70. I'll give them that.
Shelton.
Yeah.
Shelton. Down here, I guarantee you, if they make that fight, and if Showtime and Fox promote it, listen, over the time that it could be promoted, because it could be promoted through the Super Bowl. You hear what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If they promote it, listen, if they promote it right, and both of these niggas like, hey, he a Green Bay Packer fan, right? And you know Earl a big Cowboy fan. If they use the platforms correctly, bro, they'll sell that motherfucker out like hotcakes. I guarantee you.
They hold 104,000 in that Cowboy Stadium now. That's 104,000 people.
And it's a better fight experience. Whoever has been to a fight in Dallas know that you can sit anywhere in that motherfucker and watch that jumbo screen. If you go to Vegas to watch that fight, you're gonna be mad.
Let me also add this
because if you can't get in the arena, you can't watch it in no bar around there because they black the shit out.
No, check this out. I'm trying to tell you. They also have big screens downtown in Dallas, the size of a fucking building, I guess.
That's right.
And everybody's going to be in the streets watching this fight. Plus,
over at the store, they gonna show it too. It's a little 10 minutes from the store. They gonna show it at the store.
I get that, but I'm telling you, they bring that shit to Atlanta. It's gonna be a whole fucking event, bro.
You're right.
It's gonna be an event. It's gonna be
right, DJ.
It's gonna be an event, man. Everybody coming.
Look, that's where the money will be. I went down there. Me and DJ was down there for that tank fight. Yeah, I'm telling you, I done been to a lot of fights. I've been in a lot of fights.
It was nice.
Hey,
Man, I ain't
it was
never,
like- it was a
man,
beautiful
I'm telling you.
experience,
homie. I ain't never been to a fight that looked like a goddamn strip club.
Damn.
Yeah, hey, the flowers are all types
Flame
of
on.
flowers and colors, and they were from all different geographical locations.
Man, look here. I wish.
Flowers, yeah,
Did anybody get
flowers
killed,
and
though?
everything.
Yeah, somebody got killed. They got killed right after the fight. They got killed in the parking lot.
God damn. See?
Damn.
Nah,
Yeah, but it
Yeah,
didn't
nah.
have nothing to do with the fight though. It
Yeah,
was
it
like
had
in
nothing to do
the
with the
parking lot, across the
In the
street.
parking lot.
City. It was just
That was like some city shit though.
But man, look, I'm gonna tell you, man. I wish all fights was in Atlanta. I'll be at every goddamn one.
Man, let me
For
tell you
sure.
something. Atlanta is that joint, man.
That
I ain't
shit
never
was
been. That's the one little spot I ain't
and
been.
that was just little.
Hey, Atlanta got it like that. 817 boxing. Y'all got ass down there, but Atlanta got ass too.
Hey,
And
look,
not
and that
only
was just
man,
little low.
damn the
That
ass,
was
the
just a
women,
little low
the
pay-per-view
women
star
was
tank.
flexing hard as the dudes, man.
That was
The
just a
women be out
little
here trying to
pay-per-view
flex
star
as hard
tank
as
for
the
the fight.
dudes, bro.
Just think of this
What'd you say,
motherfucking
DJ?
blood.
Wait, let DJ talk. I can't hear you.
Go ahead,
I
DJ.
said the women be out here flexing as hard as dudes, man.
Man, get out of here.
Got they own money. You know everybody own a beauty salon down here. Be having their own money.
Yeah, them bitches be rolling too. Them bitches be in
I
trucks and
swear, bro,
Ferraris and them bitches be
Porsches and
man.
Benz,
You really don't have to go to a strip club in Atlanta.
Just go to
All you
go
gotta
to the
do
fight.
is just
whatever
go to any kind of event.
bro, they gonna come out.
Just
go
be
to any
outside,
kind of event.
goddammit. Just be outside.
That's it.
That's all you gotta do.
Just be around the event.
All you got to know in Atlanta, all people got to know in Atlanta is just that something going on. There's something
That's
going
it.
on. All the drug dealers, scammers, beauty salon people, everybody coming out. Athletes, other athletes in the city gonna come
Everything
out.
showing up.
Bro,
And that was
It's on a whole
just
different level, man.
Dallas.
and
is
look
cool.
here, y'all. That was
Vegas
just the little pay-per-view star tank. That was just little
Yeah.
big old little tank.
Right.
Think if it's Crawford and Spence and oh my
It's
god,
gonna
in
be off the record
Atlanta,
scale. And then you gonna
Mercedes
have to put
Benz
that
will be
joint over
sold
in the
out, bro.
Mercedes-Benz.
they'll
You gonna
sell
put it in
out
the
South
Mercedes-Benz
Stadium, bro. They'll
stadium.
sell it
Yeah.
out.
What it holds?
We talking about 85, 90. We talking about 90,000. About
No, I
85,
caught
90,000.
Mercedes hold what 75,000, DJ?
I think it's like 85, 90, something like that.
Yeah,
Damn.
yeah, because them
And they
SEC
can open
championship games
and
be like
look, it'll
90,000.
be
You know?
look,
Right, they
since
can put more
it's
seats
gonna
in
be on Juneteenth weekend, right? Since it's gonna be on Juneteenth weekend, right?
Oh my god.
Bro, they gonna
Oh.
open the roof. They gonna open the roof at night. What you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, they gonna open the roof on that
I-
motherfucker.
Hey,
Yes, sir.
look
Hold
here.
on, let me look
You
it
would
up.
probably
Mercedes
get you a
Benz.
room for an extra day down there just because you're in Atlanta. You probably won't leave right when you thinking you normally would leave a fight. When you go out of town for a fight, you probably want to stay an extra day because there's always something going on.
And I'm gonna tell you something. If you're single, I don't know who. See, I'm married, so I had to be on my best behavior. But if you're single, if you don't
Yeah,
pull
come on
something,
with
it's because you don't want to.
Yeah, see,
Right.
I don't need to go.
That's real.
I'm good.
Yeah, if you don't pull something, it's because you don't want to.
Picasso got you. I'm on it. Let's go.
Even if you're
'Cause they
not
choosing.
single, if you just walking around without a female beside you, they gonna choose up on you, man.
They choosing. They
They
choosing.
might try to say something to you even with a female with you.
I need a paddy wagon. That's what
Yeah,
y'all
you
saying?
got to think because Atlanta's population, from what I understand, is like 20 to 1. So
Yeah, they
shit.
own it.
And
Anytime a
not
brother
only
show
that,
up,
not only
you kind
that,
of make
not
the
only-
numbers chip
not
in your
only that,
schedule,
KP.
man. So,
Not only that, KP, like OG Shelton was saying, the girls will walk up and talk to you, but don't get offended if they ask if you gay or not, because a lot of these niggas be gay in the city.
Yeah, them niggas be wearing high heels.
yeah, they do.
It is-
They do.
it is-
I noticed
it
that
is
too,
like-
DJ, when I went down there.
I
It's
want
a
to
lot
say
of Skittles type of shit running down there.
Yeah, they full blown down there. They wide open. San
Yeah, they
Francisco,
full blown, bro, and they bold too. They'll
It's
come up and
on
ask
the
you.
same level.
Them Skittles.
They got my homeboy like that. They walked up and asked him, "So what's up with it?"
Hey,
what's
tell
up
him,
with
DJ.
it? Man, if you
Bitch in
got
the strip
my
club asked me straight up. She said, "You like girls, right?" I said, "Yeah, bitch. What you talking about?" She said, "I gotta ask. You gotta ask you down here. Gotta ask you."
Hey, this
One
girl
of
asked
them
me
gay
that
dudes
outside
walked
of
up to my
Dallas.
homeboy before too, man. Just walk straight
Hey,
up,
it's
man.
like,
What's up
it's
with
like,
it? You,
excuse me,
what's up
sir.
with it? What you
Excuse me,
mean?
sir. Excuse me, me and my girlfriend was wondering if you like women.
This
Yeah,
girl asked me that.
the women and the gay dudes in that city, mad aggressive, bro.
Yeah.
Mad
This
aggressive.
girl asked me that and then turned around and asked me to buy her a drink.
Try to
Yeah,
get you caught up,
they
Picasso.
friend,
She's
they
gonna
Read
make
up
you
the
at
a
the
females.
friend.
bandstand,
Either way, the bitch is gonna get a drink.
Mercedes-Benz Stadium, man.
The females are
Oh yeah, I
friendly
was
down
looking
there.
up
You
the
can believe that.
capacity.
Hey, she
Yeah,
was
it's like
already drunk.
90,000, right?
Yeah, Picasso. Either way, the bitch was gonna get a drink. Cause if she was gay, she was gonna, girl, that's you gonna make a friend to get a drink out you.
Yep.
And if you wouldn't,
817.
yeah,
She was already drunk.
of course she was. Goddamn.
Her homegirl was trying to pull her back because she thought I got
Oh yeah.
offended. I was like,
So she
she thought
told
I was
her
gonna slap her
homegirl,
down or something.
hey, look, she told her homegirl, girl, I'ma ask him if he gay. Bitch, don't ask him if he gay, girl. I'ma ask him if he gay, and if he say he is, I'ma ask him to buy me a drink.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they gonna get to some shit.
75,000.
I left her at the
75,000, yeah.
bar.
75,000.
Say,
That's
wait,
them new
Oh, they can do
stadiums. That's
that.
them new
They can do
stadiums.
that.
You know, they already make them like 75, 80,000 now.
say
Yeah, they
y'all
can do
need to
that.
follow Blu-ray on Instagram too, man, on the cool. Cause that nigga sometimes he posts some crazy shit. Y'all see that shit he posted, that female, bruh?
I see him on
No.
Facebook.
Mm-mm.
Bruh, he posted,
I seen the 817 because
you,
I 817. I seen it because I've been following Blue for a while, but I had invested in his strength and conditioning program for my son because my son played high school football. So yeah, blue shit the truth. Blue shit the truth.
Where you at? You
for
with the
sure.
son? Where you at? In Dallas?
Now I'm in KC. I'm in KC.
Oh, okay. Cause I train jujitsu, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, but I train with Blu-ray and
Yeah, I remember
something.
you saying that last week.
He didn't give me the Errol Spence treatment, but the training that I did do with him, yeah, it'll help you get stronger.
All
Yep.
right, y'all. I'm going to
But
bed, man. I
mind
just
you,
got off work. I'm going to holler at y'all niggas tomorrow.
For sure,
all
Chef.
right,
All right,
All right,
all
Shelton.
all
right,
right.
All right,
Shelton.
Shelton.
Take care of yourself,
all
man.
right, Shelton. Hey, but check this out. I had been 154 before as an adult for competition, but I also been like 185. And when I was 185 in the military at 19, I had a weightlifting coach at the time was in there too. So he trained me and another guy to bench press 375 pounds the right way. We built ourselves up and then benched it, and you pump it like twice, right, just to make sure you got it. And you got like two people spotting, three people, because the bar is bending with that much weight. And I was just saying about as far as like saying somebody's strong, man, I'm gonna tell you like this: I could probably, uh, you get your hands around somebody's neck in a full-on rear naked choke or something, you can probably break it or put them sleep easy, but you never know who's really strong because all that lifting that I did at that time and that age, and I got older. People started telling me, "Man, what you eating?" And I was like, "Hey, I eat the same thing everybody else eat: cornbread, greens, rice, beans, and all kind of other shit, right?" So people just if you're strong, it's because of how you live and how what you're eating and and training. What you let in your body and what you don't let in your body, it's gonna make your muscles stay solid, strong. Because when I went into the jujitsu gym, everybody was talking about I was built like a tank or whatever because my chest was bulky, right? But at the same time, I was top heavy. So people was taking me off my feet. But then I got back. I realized that. So you get low and keep people from taking you off your feet. It's all good. Y'all still here?
Yeah,
Yeah, man. We was gonna let you finish.
yeah,
Hey,
man.
y'all, y'all were
Trying to put
quiet.
it.
I was like, this is not normal.
Nah, we trying to put it together, but I guess in reference to strength or whatever, and what you're talking about with Blu-ray or whatever, you know what I'm
Hmm.
saying. As far as your nutrition, it's important, you know. But these young cats, like his son right now, I mean, having a head start, you know, we all
Blu-ray
depended on.
son?
No, KP son.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
the youngsters just don't realize how much of a head start they have by being able to network like that. With KP being in Kansas City, he was able to, you know what I'm saying, just through networking in the shit that he enjoyed in boxing, he was able to, find Blu-ray by whatever avenue. And, you know, he was able to, network in the shit that he enjoyed in boxing. He was able to, find Blu-ray by whatever avenue. And, you know, he was able to, find his strength and conditioning program and be able to translate that to his son. You feel what I'm saying? The times
Hmm.
that we live in now is great, man. Just me now, at 42 years old, I'm looking at the opportunities that these kids have, and I think back, we was dependent on our coaches to, you know what I'm saying, talk good to us to these colleges and all of this other shit, or the combine shit was really just hitting us around that time. But our folks when looking to take us across the country or over here or some shit like that, buy us gloves and pay entry fees and shit like that. So the way that it's advanced and the opportunities that our kids have now, even in that realm, if they choose it, man, it's a whole lot of opportunity out here. At least want to get an education, get out the neighborhood and do something constructive. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I can say this right here, Blu-ray, he's a good father. And the way he watches son and everything, he's a good
Oh
father.
yeah.
And then when I was working out with his son on some certain techniques and stuff, I told him he got to join in too because I can't train a kid without the parent uh, participation because uh, I believe in never let a grown up around your kid without you there watching. You see what I'm saying?
I feel
I was in the medical field, and they always tell you if you ever become a doctor or if you're a nurse or whatever, you keep the door cracked when you got somebody in there, and then make sure you got a nurse somewhere close because you don't want nobody accusing you of anything.
right.
Yeah, but Batman also training his son. Y'all seen the clip of his son
I didn't see that.
hitting the pads? He probably said something about it. Him and Blu-ray, they both of them got sons the same age, so Blu-ray bringing his up one way and learning everything, mixed martial arts and all that, and uh, Batman bringing his up in the boxing, and I mean he is man,
He raised from the monster. It's same.
he a little beast.
But you gotta think though, look at the den that he come from, fam. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? I mean, you think about something like Floyd, he man being dropped in that water, bruh. You feel what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Just how people put the football or the basketball, that shit relative to put in the kid crib. Think about a kid just being immersed in boxing and not actually just being immersed in it, but loving it too. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Like, I mean, it's a brutal sport. It's a lonely sport. You did
To have a
it
passion
true.
for it too.
Right, right. But to have a passion for it and to go after it like some of these young men, like say a Jerron Ennis, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like he needs to be, what he and Bozy got going on, that shit needs to be amplified. You know what I'm saying? Throughout our community.
Right.
Because a lot of these cats that's got the guns in their hands and shit, if in fact they could put the gloves on them at a young age and give them something to do, that's what we missing, man. They took home ec and all the wood shop, and they took all that shit out of schools, man. Niggas stop having shit to do, bro. That's
No
it.
trade. Yeah, you're
That's
right.
it, man.
In the country, that's all they had was trade. You did underwater welding, uh, building homes, carpenter work. My
Yeah,
uncles, they built homes.
carpentry, man,
Yeah,
carpentry and auto mechanics. My old man when I was young, that's what he was telling me when you asking in school. Hopefully they still have it going on. Boom, boom, boom. I remember as a little kid, him saying little stuff to me like that. But shit, by the time I was 9 or 10, they was taking that shit out of schools, and I see the effect. By
hmm,
being bestowed some grace and getting some wisdom. I see the effect. Nigga, 20, 25 years from now, most of us don't know how to put a wrench or something in our motherfucking hand. If we did, we learned by virtue of buying a car or something like that. Most of us didn't have an old man to show us how to tinker around on some shit like that. You feel what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
that shit is real, man. That shit is real.
Can I say this right here? Um, the prison pipeline thing, where they look at you as a in the third grade, they look at the students in the government look at students in the third grade, and they see how you're reacting. They because they're trying to shut you down at the third grade level, and that way they'll just keep pushing you along until they can get you out of there. You'll be a criminal before you even graduate, right? And they know you going to prison. So okay, that's the prison pipeline right there. They follow you all the way out there, and once you're in prison, then that's what they want, the population of you in prison, right? So once they do that, you see how the police they have a quota every month, right? Okay, that first week of the month, the police set up on and do traps and whatever. So what they're doing is their job is to fill the prison to 93%, right? Okay, if they don't get the prison up to 93%, then they have to pay the prison at the end of the year $3 million. Have you heard of that before?
Nah, I ain't never heard of that shit. I ain't never
Those are
heard of
true
that shit.
numbers.
But in reference to boxing, I think more cats, if more cats had more of an investment mindset, many of these cats could have bought the stores they was trapping in front of, or could have put up boxing gyms and shit like that, and really invested back in the community. That's what we got to do, and I think with boxing being the passion of mine, you know what I'm saying. That's something I want to bring to my community. You know what I'm saying, like boxing is a beautiful sport. And I think more of these kids that's out here with guns need to put the gloves on, bruh. And I think it would bestow some more values in them, because as much shit as I'm giving Kenny, you know what I'm saying, about not letting his son, continuing all of that kind of weak shit that he deployed last night. As far as him being a father to his son, bruh, I can't say it's a misstep. You feel what I'm saying? Like they relationship and they bond is dope. You did. And it,
Hmm.
it wasn't just a father thing, they built it over competition and sport. You feel what I'm saying? And like you said earlier, bro, Shawn didn't sell nobody short, bro, with his career. Shawn did not sell us short with his motherfucking career. He fought everybody. He gave it his all, no matter how talented or lack thereof he was. He gave his all. You feel what I'm saying? And then
Hmm.
boxing, your true soul get your man, you can't hide in that square circle. And I think that's
Hmm.
something that I really like about it, because I try to be an open book and an honest person. You know what I'm saying? Because it's hard to hide. You dig? And I think in the boxing ring, the truth come out, regardless of what you try to hide, whatever. The truth come out. So you know what I'm saying? In relation to that, I think more of these young men need to face truth. You know what I'm saying? And honesty early in their life. And I think boxing is a way for them, another constructive way for young men to do it.
That's correct. I probably went. Uh, I don't know if I went too far or whatever when I said Shawn Porter could have finished out. That's just me uh, trying to keep him consistent with how I think he is. I think he a real dog. He don't. Yeah, remember, I always say we. Even though I might do jujitsu and stuff, I don't really know jujitsu. I know a whole lot of shit to beat a whole lot of different other styles because I just went traveling around and competed against a lot of people or trained against a lot of people I didn't even know that are high level. I just knew that before I would tell a guy, I would bring a guy to the gym with me. He was like, "Come pick me up." I go pick him up and take him, and then and we understand. Hey, I don't know a whole lot of jujitsu. He don't. I said, but when we go in here, say, you know how I am. I'm gonna go in here. I'm a go in here and I'm gonna go out on my shield. That's basically what I tell them. I'm going out on my shield, regardless. So it might look ugly or whatever, but I'm going in. I don't know if y'all know about a gym called Top Team, Top Team Jiu-Jitsu. You can look it up. It's in Plano. That's the gym I went to, and I told him that, and we went in there. Man, I ain't rolled against nobody. I rolled against a blue belt, a couple of white belts, purple belt, and about 3 or 4 black belts. And I was a brown belt. I was a brown belt at the time. So and I went in there, man. My fingers were all wrapped up because my joints was hurting. My big toe was hurting, everything, man. I'm just bruised up, but I'm still fighting. You see what I'm saying? That's how I felt Sean was. I'm speaking from that perspective as a fighter. I don't mean no harm to him, cause I just want him to be consistent. His daddy jumped in there and called it for him. If he saved him or not, um, you know, I don't know if Sean would have finished or not. You know what I mean? It's always now it's going to be a question mark there. Uh, that's what um, uh, Deontay Wilder was trying to do with Fury. He say it's always going to be a question mark there if you don't let me finish up. But when people start interfering, now it's all fucked up. You see what I'm saying? I mean, he got paid and everything, cool, and he got his life to live on to another day. But I'm saying, as far as him being in there doing what he wanted to do, he had a lot of obstacles. You see what I'm saying? But he was still a dog. He still got in there and did push, 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 regardless to whatever. And that's what I felt about Shawn Porter. Leave him alone. Let him do what he do best. You see what I'm saying? And he's gonna come out on uh, 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 the end where he's successful at doing what he do. You see, but people got in the way. Now it's all fucked up to me, if you ask me. But it's still a question mark there now. And the same thing with Danny Garcia and Bud. If they don't ever get in the ring, that's a question mark. We can't say if Bud beat somebody that beat Danny, that means he can beat Danny. But we do know that Danny uh, got him one time in amateurs, but that's way back. Okay, but here we are with this question mark again. Let's move on past the question mark, and and leave that question mark right there. But you know, it is what it is. Uh, what you got to say about it? Hey, and like you said, Oak Cliff, it ain't no excuses over there. It's like Vegas. Whatever happens, happens. You know what I'm saying? Shit be happening. Every time I turn around, shit be happening. Captain, you know, um, right there where I lived at uh, during the time I was, just a little ways back, the helicopter stayed right there. It was either, if it wasn't over Oak Cliff, it was over Duncanville. If it wasn't over Duncanville, it was over Arlington. It was Plano, Mesquite, Farney, whatever, Seagoville, wherever. Things should be happening in these big cities. It ain't like we can control it. And I'm not bragging about that shit either. I'm just saying that shit be happening when you get close to these cities. That's why I be aware if I go to Atlanta, I be aware, but I make sure where I'm at, I'm good where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? I ain't finna be crawling around those cities looking for nothing. I'm like I'm in the store. I go in the store. I get what I came in there for. If I see some things that I need on the way out, clap, boom, 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 and I go through the. I don't even go. I go through the self checking. Get the hell out of here. You know what I'm saying? That's what I do, and I try to stay safe because anytime I can stay away from an altercation, the better. Because a lot of times I ain't running nowhere. You know what I mean? I don't even feel like when I was younger I could run pretty decent. I never ran nobody, but I could run pretty decent, long way. But like today, I ain't running nowhere. Shit, like you say, they can get in that gym and get their hands together and then go from there, and let you and the other guy understand that hey, this is what it is. We ain't got to go grabbing nothing else. We can settle that right there. That's it. Do the same thing in the gym. I seen like my coach. Y'all don't know him, so I ain't gonna be putting a whole bunch of like I ain't ratting nobody out or nothing like this on that. But Like one guy, both of them MMA fighters, right? We was in there just training on shit, working out, and then one guy across the gym, they said something to each other, and the other guy told uh, my coach I just had told him, mind you, we were younger, so he told him across the fuck you, across the gym, and everybody looked up like, what the hell wrong with them? Then nothing happened in the gym because we had rules in the gym. But later on, they didn't. I came back to the gym, and the other guy wasn't there no more. And then I didn't. I never thought about it. But then when they came, I was like, I haven't seen what's the name in here. And they say, oh, uh, Marcus broke his jaw. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, I was like, what they do? Get into it or something? And he was like, nah. Remember that day that he called? He hollered at him across the room. Well, they went on and got in the ring. They put the gloves on, and they fixed it. They fixed the situation right there. He broke his jaw, and later on he broke somebody's rib. It you know uh, that when I was in the gym, in the beginning I would always tell myself, because I seen some fights out on the streets and stuff. I had them out there too, just like anybody else. And you see somebody get dogged out, they get laid out on a curve. You see what I'm saying? It'd be hot, hot outside on the curb. You laid out, knocked out. You don't know if it's ants crawling on you or anything like that. So my thing was, after seeing a whole bunch of shit like that outside in the streets and stuff, and I started going to the gym more. I started telling myself, I had that mentality, right? I started telling myself, it, I rather if if I get knocked out or whatever, I'd rather it be in the gym. And then when I had that mentality that anything can go in the gym, shit, anything went in the gym for me. I didn't care if I died in the gym or not. You're not, you're not, you're not looking for that, but you're gonna fight hard or whatever the case may be, and you're gonna make sure it don't happen. But yeah, that that right there is what pushed me to do more in the gym because I was willing to die in there. And I've seen people dunked on it. I've been dunked on my head. Damn near broke my neck a whole bunch of times. Damn near, I'm working with one of my other coaches. He's 6'5". I shot in on him to take him down with a single leg, like a wrestling move, and he bent down and damn near crushed and popped my fucking back. And I had that happen like two different times. And it's another guy. He's a what you call them, bodyguards. He's a bodyguard. He like, I just spoke with him on the FaceTime the other day. Um, Named Brad, right? And he's training some school in Keller, so Keller, Texas. So he likes to go hard. So I rode with him. This dude had thrown me across the gym before. Uh, I didn't got him before at one point, but then he likes to scramble hard. He likes to, when you're in a fight, you scramble hard a lot. So that's what got me scrambling hard because when I'm rolling against somebody that got these long ass arms and tall as I don't know what, you just can't let them get a grip on you, and you got to keep moving. You can't stop nowhere until you get your submission, and you fishing for submission after submission after submission after submission till that person can't defend no more. If they that good, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking about if they at that level I am, then I'm gonna shoot everything at them. The kitchen sink, everything. Y'all still in here? Hello? Am I in another lane? Oh, we got people on the Got somebody in here. Oh, KP from KC, you still here? Yay, nay? Let's see what's going on in the chat. D Will, they say I don't know if they there, but definitely listening. uh, hey, D Will, you see what I was saying about uh, a person get to a certain point in their life where you decide, hey, I'm gonna be out in the streets, or I'm gonna take my uh, energy to the gym. And once you're in the gym, you start thinking to yourself that, hey, this is way better. You get knocked out in the gym. This is a mat or canvas or whatever. Uh, uh, Way better than the sidewalk or the street, right? And once you realize, hey, um, you in good hands in the gym, you you have a better, you'll be in a better condition in the gym to either knock somebody out or get knocked out yourself, uh, than to have it done out on the street where you don't know, after somebody that beat on you, they're gonna stomp on you, and so you see what I'm saying? It, you see, which I feel you, yeah, you're right. Yeah, when you see people in the gym and they going real hard, they probably thinking the same way I'm thinking. I'd rather die in the gym than out on the street because you're gonna get into an altercation with somebody sooner or later. So it's better the way you train is the way you're gonna fight when you go live, with somebody. So um, if you're slow in the gym and you're not working on timing or speed or anything like that, then you're gonna be off in the real fight. So no, when I'm doing Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, what makes you better is you do all these little tricks. You know, try to submit somebody with tennis balls in both hands. Try to submit somebody uh, a certain submission, but then don't tell them what you're trying to do. But you're not going to get you abort all the other submissions and you go for the one submission that you got in your head that you say you're gonna do. But you can't submit them no other kind of way. But that means you got to survive with them because they're shooting for everything. They don't know what you're doing, but that's how we got to do ourselves when we're in training. And uh, another thing is like we do a lot of workout, do a lot of like sprawls or burpees, whatever they want to call it, and until you get so tired to where you're exhausted, and then try to go against somebody, right? And another that was another thing I was thinking of, but I can't get it clear in my head as far as like training. Um, we used to tie a hand behind your back, or I mean, not, I mean, inside your belt, so you can't use that one hand, and you train with like that. Um, it's another one. There's a lot of stuff, and and I'm gonna tell y'all, um, I always, for some reason, because I don't care, it didn't matter to me who I train with, or whatever. I mean, spar with or whatever. I just wanted to get that experience and prepare myself for whatever tournament that I had coming up. So that way, I ended up like Shakir. I would go, I would go gym to gym to gym to gym, all over, everywhere, all over Texas and stuff. And I would roll with who are all the people that's in there. Everybody. It, I was like this friendly. I can roll with anybody, and you don't have to hurt nobody or anything. You can do catch and release. You catch them in a submission, and you don't have to torque it and make them tap. You just want to catch them. I don't care. You could be working with a kid, or adult, uh, a woman, or a little girl, and all thing is that if you just catching and releasing, it's just gonna make them better. You training, but it's gonna make them better because you're not like hurting them. And jujitsu originally, like they say, the Buddhists used it. I think it's Asian, but the Buddhists used it to protect themselves as they traveled and spread it, Buddhism. So when they would come up on people that were not so friendly, um, they was able to control the person without hurting them. So that's what jujitsu originally, as far as I know, in my research was for. They used it in war times because in a lot of parts of Asia, they the weapons were banned, so they wouldn't, kill each other like in those civil wars like we had over here. A lot of white people were killing a lot of white people, and uh, and then they started uh, coming to the conclusion that, hey, we killing each other. So but like over there in Asia at the time, way back some thousands of years, uh, um, they banned weapons. So then they started using more martial arts. But that I don't know. I can't remember the guy name. Ada or whatever his name was. He trained uh, like Horace Gracie. He trained their granddad or dad. What was it? Their granddad. I forgot his name. Golly. And he trained his sons on a ranch. Uh, and then they sent Horace Gracie out to the UFC. And when it was new in the UFC, yeah, he gonna dominate everybody because he was going in with his gi on, and all he got to do is grab the gi. Then now he uses the gi for everything. You grab the gi and you feel like you're stuck to him, and he just goes and does the techniques and submit you. But in his case, I saw him where he would violently try to submit somebody, even when they're tapping. He'll try to break the arm or whatever, and that way they can't come back to rematch him or whatever. So they also kept the that they that's how the Brazilian got attached to jujitsu. Mind you, Bruce Lee was doing other things like Jeet Kune Do and stuff like that, and but the word jujitsu it changed it over uh, centuries. So it went from one name to the other one, judo to whatever to jujitsu, and when it traveled to Brazil, where and Brazil was known for that other called uh, the one that Eddie Bravo do on Tekken. I forgot that, but um, y'all know that martial arts that do all that jumping around and stuff. Y'all know the name of that one? The kicks and stuff like Eddie Bravo on Tekken does. That right there. That's what they were doing in Brazil a lot, and they claim it came from Africa, but it was in Brazil. They were doing that a lot, and the jiu-jitsu came down there. So now they got jiu-jitsu, Brazilian jiu-jitsu. So um, it's used to control the person without hurting them. But then this the thing. Once they put it in the UFC, they start using it for competition. And then after a while, they started saying that they wanted to be in the Olympics like judo. And then They wanted to be also a sport, you know. And people there's a jujitsu circuits and stuff where people are out training, I mean competing. That's why I was going the International Brazilian Jiu Jitsu IBJJF. I would go to those type of tournaments. They were the I like those better than the local ones. The local ones, you're gonna get people you don't know what they own, right? you know, and you're gonna get a lot of people because a lot of people don't have a lot of money, a lot of good competition don't have a lot of money. But what I did was I spent the money to travel to be able to go against everybody that's coming in from different countries. So I was able to go compete at the highest level, or not at the highest level, but at a high level. The highest level in competing for Brazilian Jiu Jitsu uh, would be the Abu Dhabi. You can win like $100,000 if you win your division, and you got some people that went up there and competed 2 years back to back and won $200,000. So it's money in it. You got people that's competing now. Uh, uh, that been winning like 15 grand for blowing out their division. So it's money in it if you stick with it. If that's the only thing you want to do in life and get good at it, because there's some people that just that's all they do, and they are they thriving to be perfect. You see what I'm saying? They ain't gonna be perfect, but I'm saying they going for being perfect. They want to beat everybody on top of that, and they got videos showing that. You can go look it up. I think I mentioned the last time they got this Budo videos. My last tournament I was in 2013 is on there. It's supposed to be on there. I submitted two people, the first two people, and the third guy. He was the last year winner, and he came in. He watched me the whole time, and he timed me. Well, he didn't time me here. He just when he was able to get me off my feet, then he just grabbed me and hold on. So he didn't get called for stalling or nothing. So it is what it is. Ain't nothing I can do. The ref don't want to reset us. So, but afterwards, though, boy had saw me in the thing where you go eat, and he was like, "Man, you strong as hell." And but I said, "That's why you didn't let me go." But yeah, um, I had fun doing that, and I've been out of the gym for 3 years, but I've been doing a whole bunch of other shit like running half marathons, um, mm, training for running here and there, doing strength and conditioning. Like I say, I went to Blu-ray at one point for a minute, and I do my own strength and conditioning. And I had a yoga instructor the whole time. I've been doing yoga for years. Yeah, I feel you. Sound like you was pretty good. Oh, I believe I'm real good. You know what I'm saying? It's just I I didn't shortcut myself. I would always push myself. You know, like your body is your temple, so I had to make sure that I was good on my defenses, being able to defend myself, shit like that. Because when it's just you rolling solo, um, which I have been walked up. People, and I'm a truck driver. I have people. I get out the truck and start walking towards the store or something like that, and I have people trying to walk up. They've been watching me from a distance, and then they walk up on me, thinking that if it's two of them, then I'm gonna cower down or something like that. That's. But then it'd be the other way around after I start opening my mouth. You know what I'm saying? And then they start rethinking what they're talking about. You know what I mean? Because I be telling them, hey, whatever you think you finna do, you might well go ahead and do it because we finna get it popping. It's gonna be on and popping. You know what I'm saying? But because I ain't running nowhere, I'm finna hurt somebody. You know what I'm saying? That's I always tell people at my job. You know, not everybody. It's some people that I talk to on the phone here and there. We got this saying that ain't nobody coming to help you, so you might as well go ahead and do what you got to do. You see what I'm saying? So I ain't waiting for nobody to come help me. I rose solo dolo. You know what I'm saying? So um, all the friends that I thought I had, uh, that was always saying that we were brothers from another mother. Shit, they've been battle tested, and they didn't make it for whatever reason. They didn't make it. So my circle got tighter. It's just me and that motherfucker right now. You feel me? So I'm out here hustling as I speak, um, and doing what I do. You know, I'm in peace when I'm doing something. I ain't in the street hustling on no block or nothing like that. Taking those type of chances. I'm taking my chances on the road like this, which is it offers a different kind of danger, but it's the you can end up in jail just by running over somebody in like involuntary manslaughter or something like that. Um, Truck drivers are damn near at fault for everything because we have a commercial driver license, so we're supposed to be able to see things ahead of time and avoid it. That's that's uh, the level of professionalism that they hold us at. I keep having to baby my shoulder so kind of discouraging a little. I'm supposed to get surgery next month. Yeah, I'm some way a little in brother not. But if someone mess with me, I handle my business. Yep. Hey, when you say your shoulder is kind of jacked up, maybe the rotator cuff or something like that. I don't know if it's the muscle or whatever, but I had a situation. I don't know how my shoulder got jacked up, but I didn't have no full range of motion on my arm. But like I said, I did heavyweight tournaments and shit. As I was a lightweight, but I would do the open weight tournaments too. So you can get crushed by a big guy if you get slammed, whatever the case may be. Um, the some kind of way it could have been anywhere. It could have been in a car wreck because I've been in car wreck. I've been in 18-wheeler wrecks, all that. But um, and I didn't have to go to the hospital behind the wrecks. I got bounced around and everything. I got hit in the shoulder, and I went to a physical, and the doctor told me my shoulder blade, my clavicle, uh, had been broke and healed back. I didn't know if that was football or accident. You know. Um, but what I did was I kept exercising and eating right, or just eating a lot and exercising and training and all of that stuff. And some kind of way, man, my shit just healed back. When you're younger, like that was, I was in my 30s and I was going hard in my 30s. Um, my 30 to 40 was when I went hard. But 40 to 47, that's when I start calming down. Start seeing that if I if I if I break my neck, if I if I break an arm or leg or anything like that, it's gonna cost me money because it's gonna take me away from my job. So I just start chilling out. My hard days was between 30 and 40. My time that I could have went boxing was between 26 and 30. Cause my dad wasn't around like that. He was out doing his thing. He never really just was on us. That's why I say Blu-ray, Batman. Their kids, they with their kids. You see what I'm saying? If I had a daddy like that, that was on me and my brothers and sisters like that, we would probably have been somewhere if everything went right because he could have been there. Just say if he was there for us and something drastic or bad happened along the way. So I can't complain about what already transpired. Uh, uh, what, what I have to do is take was now um, and work with that. You see what I'm saying? So um, uh, a lot of people gonna cry over spill milk or what coulda, shoulda, whatever, and throw blame everywhere, regardless to however my daddy was, to my mom or to us. It is what it is. I have to forgive him so I can move on. And don't mean I have to be around him. Don't mean I have to stay away from him or whatever the case may be. But it does mean that I need to get on my shit and get my shit together because that was like a waste of time when you growing you're a kid you don't know shit. You don't know to go over there look for this type of job or whatever. What's good, what's bad, you don't know. But then when I started coming up in the taekwondo, the boxing, to the mixed martial art, jiu-jitsu, and all that shit like that. Along the way, I was learning on the job, basically. So, and that's not. I got bro. I had bro. I lost my younger brother, and I got my older brother, my younger sister, and older sister, right? And the thing is that I had my own lane. You see what I'm saying? They doing their own thing. Yeah, and I have my own thing, and anybody can tell you I'm different from them. You see, so the I'm born. I was born into a family, but the people that I meet along the way becomes my family also because I also am willing to work with people that are willing to work with me. You see what I'm saying? So uh, I don't throw nobody to the curb or nothing like that. If somebody that's dislikable or whatever, I'm not gonna dislike you or whatever or deprive you of something or deprive myself of learning something from you or you learning something from me. I'm gonna work with you as long as you're working with me, and that's what a lot of people uh, uh, you know, befriend me because of that. Because, but this is the thing. Like some people ask me for money, and I used to help. I used to try to help everybody, but then I cut it off. I say, man, if I keep trying to help, if everybody keep coming to me for money, I'm gonna go broke. So I need to help myself. So that's another thing I learned, and it took me a long time to learn that. But I had some good teachers that taught me because they didn't want to pay me back. Well, yeah, I feel um, yeah. Tonight, everything I need to know. I grew up with him in the army base. Left me all kind of shit. May not be here, but I'm good. You know. Yeah. It's like you take the good with the bad, and then you move on. You start building your own lane and your own future, and find out what your desires are. You know what I mean? You gotta do what you gotta do. take over your future, even though it does happen. But you have to find it within yourself to be able to say, okay, I forgive, but but I don't have to forget. And then you start building your own lane. I don't care if it's like, but yeah, try to own something. Yeah, do that. You know, because in your lifetime, you don't want to say, I did just, you know, like in my case, I'm not just some dumb truck driver going driving all these miles, going up and down the road, uh, helping build a company, and all I'm doing is getting little trinkets. You know, you don't want to be like that. And then you're not reading any books or anything like that, so you become illiterate from being in the truck so much, trying to get the miles in. Your number one goal is to get those miles in, so you can have a decent paycheck at the end of the week. You don't want to get tied up into that shit. Time go by and you'll be looking at yourself like I ain't even do shit but drive. And it ain't no accolades behind driving like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's what made me continue to do shit outside of. I tried to go to college. Well, I already been trying to go to college when I was younger, but I did my basics and then I just withdrew and started trying to go get a job. But as an adult and everything and working and shit like that, um, finally got on a job that's making a decent amount of money so I can survive. I realized that I can't just survive off of a job with a decent amount of money because that decent amount of money, if I'm not living within a budget, that shit gone easy. So, you know, I have to start making investments. I start digging into cryptocurrency. I start playing with uh, Roth, Roth IRA. I didn't do the 401k. I didn't care for that because it was for some reason I kept getting information that it was shaky or people was taking it away, the government or whatever, taking it away. All kind of shit was happening. So I was like, you know, I ain't gonna do it. But guess what? It's probably better to do it. But when people start putting word out to keep you from doing shit like that, that's your downfall. You see what I'm saying? Even though I didn't do the 401k, I did the Roth IRA, and then I do the cryptocurrency. Some people say they don't know nothing about it; they have to learn it. Hey, go learn it. You know what I'm saying? YouTube there. Um, Figure out what you got to do, and then go in there and pick the coin that you think, and shit, you might end up being a millionaire. You know, send me back a tip. Yeah, but uh, I'm playing around and all that, and I asked an older guy at my job, you know, what's this for? What's that for? What do I need before I try to retire? And you know, and another thing, annuities. You know, they annuity you pay into those annuity account. I forgot the name of that account, but what it means is that when you retire and just say shit don't go right, no money coming in, that annuities make sure you have money coming in after your money stop or get something happen to it. The annuities is what makes the money continue to come in. So it's about you got to learn what all that stuff is and all those investments. You got to have them around you, especially if you by yourself. Like I take care of my mom, cause so that means I got to take over my mom's stuff and make sure the government ain't trying to take it away from her, cause that's what they're trying to do right now. So I mean, letting people come in and try to take it. So um, I got to multitask. You see what I'm saying? That's why it's hard for me to get out here and find some woman that's willing to come in, or trust some woman that's willing to come in to my life and then help me as a helpmate. You see what I'm saying? So it's hard to find that type of person. So what I do is I just fuck it. I ain't got to go find nobody. I need to spend more time taking care of my situation. You see what I'm saying? So that's what that is. Um, I see a lot of pretty women out there, a lot of bodacious, blessed type of women. You know what I'm saying? But I can't uh, go hunting for them. the thing about it is, I get out every once in a while. If they don't see me, and then I can't talk to them. You know what I'm saying? If they don't come up to me at the time, because a lot of times I ain't gonna go up to no woman thinking, uh, this is the thing. I've been walking up to women, and the first thing they tell me is they're married, and I'm like, well, if you married, or some of them don't even say nothing until after I didn't asked them like a few questions already, um, and just I had this happen too. My wife had a dude standing there talking to her, and then I turned around. I'm looking at some hats and shit, and I look back around there about a minute or two later, and the dude's still standing there talking to her. So I said, let me go and find out what's really going on, you know. And she's like, oh, that's an old classmate. Oh, but yeah, he trying to put his Mac down though. You see what I'm saying? So when I approach a woman, um, I don't. If she got somebody, I don't sit there and chit chat with her no more. I let her go uh, because dude gonna come around on diesel with like he running off a diesel. You see what I'm saying? And I ain't trying to have to go through get into the altercation for nothing. I'm fighting for nothing. So I let the woman come give me a real clear hint. You know what I'm saying? That's what you're trying to do. So I don't really fuck around because I be once shit start popping off, I got to go from 0 to 100, and I've had people take me 0 to 100 and then run off or whatever the case may be. And or say that they were playing or whatever, and I'd be ticked off. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, you said mm-hmm. Do I made bank off that uh Dodge that D Hodge coin. the uh that Dodge coin but going down a little now. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yep. That Sheba somebody became a millionaire off of the Sheba. Somebody became a millionaire off of that Dodge coin. And I got some Sheba. I probably got like 1,000 Sheba. Nah, I got 10 million Sheba, I think. But I got that one coin that's one, and I got 1,000 of that. But I got the Bitcoin. I got the uh, Ethereum. I got Neo. I don't know why, but I got a lot of that Neo coin, and that was kind of working out for me for a minute. But I think I got to give it like some years before it start right moving, uh, showing me some activity. But it went from something like I think it was in a close to the 30, and it went all the way down to the 50 or 49 coin or something in the 40s. So I make bad decisions, but as long as I'm making multiple decisions, one of them got to make it. I ain't never heard Neo. Oh yeah, it's there. It was higher than what it is now. It went down. But like I said, I got it. When did I get that shit? I got that shit like early this year, and it was going up. It went up, man. In fact, I made money off of it, and but I made most of my money with the Ethereum and some with Bitcoin. But Neo, um, I'm gonna tell you right now, I got 250 Neo coins. So if you go on there and you do the math, that's how much that is. and uh, I I'm not trying to put a whole lot of money into that, but I got enough in there where I can lay back and just kind of calm down off of uh, putting any more money in there. And you know what? Everybody that left me on here, um, you see what kind of friends this is out here? Everybody then took off. What time is it? 4 o'clock. Santos. Let me see something. Let's see. Oh, private chat. Ain't nobody in the private chat. Nobody in the private chat. I got 2 hours before I get to the terminal. I've probably been talking about myself right now for a whole hour, right? Let's see. It's 5. You say it's 5. I was listening to you. I didn't realize everyone was off. Yeah, that's what I just realized. Uh, hey, I tell you what. Uh, uh, what is it that like? I'm just like, did you have a question about anything? I'm talking about anything. Like, I would put it like, uh, what about the Porter and Bud situation, or what's the future for Bud, or the future for Porter? Uh, about your fights, mine, uh, like the tournament, the fights in the tournament, because I don't claim myself as a boxer because I didn't do amateurs, I didn't go professional. I trained under Curtis Coates, home of champions, and his brother Ernest Coates. If I'm not mistaken, they passed away some years ago. Uh, I think their nephew is in the gym over in Village Oaks in Dallas. Real rough apartments over there. People be getting killed on the outside, but the gym is right there in the front. So you got to deal with the people if you're gonna train in there. Sometimes you gotta come outside and run, and you're gonna be dealing with the people there. So which it's been some altercations when I was there. People coming in the door talking about they gonna come back in there and blast on somebody or something. We just tell them, hey, why don't you just put the gloves on and get in the ring? Stuff like that. But I trained at Alan Moeller Brazilian Jiu Jitsu and kickboxing. I started there when I was 30, but 26 I was at home of champions. But before that, in '95, I was at a Taekwondo place learning Taekwondo. But I only stayed in there for 3 months. I didn't like how the coach, he like all white hair, had his hair in a ponytail. I never competed in Taekwondo, but I went to some of their matches to see how it was before I was gonna do it. But I didn't do it. The boxing thing, I actually while I was training boxing and everything, I was training for like a year, and then I started sparring. I sparred with a guy, uh, and then I ended up. I had wife and kids and stuff, and got married and all that stuff. All this stuff was going on simultaneously, and becoming a truck driver and so on, and going over the road too. So I didn't have a whole lot of time to do anything. I had to do it when I got off work, and I didn't have to go around the kids and the wife. So the boxing a year, and after I left there, had a little time frame in there. I'm gonna tell you like this: I went right back into the streets, right? So I was kind of hustling and stuff like that at the same time working, and then I ended up uh, telling myself I had to make a choice and stuff. So I went back to work and I started hustling at the job as to be on the safe side. I did never get to state or national tournament. Oh, you did, D-Wade, you did the uh, boxing or Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu? Which one? Because I did I was doing world championships, and then I was also doing the nationals. I did national tournaments. Uh, I did all kind of tournaments. My goal was to go everywhere and compete. Oh, in boxing. Oh, okay. Yeah, I also sparred in when I was doing the jiu-jitsu and stuff. They had boxing in there too. Muay Thai kickboxing. I was learning everything. I started sparring more people in my 30s. Like, but I didn't like having like I don't know what it was, but I liked it to feel the full contact. So I was more of a in the gym you'll see people. It looked crazy, but they would have on those little MMA gloves and they would be punching each other in the head and in the body and all of that. So it looked kind of rough, but you gonna get punched. It's just not no full on punch. But you gonna get punched in different ways while you training, so you know not to stop. You have to keep going till you win or get a submission. So that's why I did a lot of the boxing type of sparring there, and uh, the mixed martial arts. And I didn't, I've been asked to for somebody to manage me and stuff like that, but um, I had to make a choice. Other people made their choice to quit the job. I couldn't. My last fight was, hold on, this truck getting wobbly. Woo. Cars driving by me real slow. Okay, that's right. And my shoulder popped, man, out of place. So I'm gonna get the surgery uh, every time on winning against real good people. My shoulder pop out. Oh, okay, I see. Uh, Down the road, you know, because you'll be training and everything. You get so good, you start training at a high level, and it'll always pop up and keep you from finishing. So I would take care, get it out of the way if it's possible, and then go back to training when it heal up. So you're doing the right thing. Once I get shoulder surgery, I can go full. Yep. Last. Yep. uh, you sound like hey, you gonna be hungry when you get the shoulder fixed, cause you already know what you can do. The shoulder will pop out. Yep. So slow. Yep. That's it. Yeah. You gonna once you get it done, you know you're doing the right thing, and it gets done. All it's gonna do is make you even more a little more aggravated, I would say, but hungry, aggravated, same. Yeah. You don't want nothing taking you away from uh, your what your uh, what was bringing excitement to you. You know, peace and something you really love to do or you are trying to get engaged so you can get married to it, you know, and you're like, oh, okay, after the surgery we get married. Yeah, have been guys that beat nationals and stuff like a few rounds, but count never finished once shoulder pop out. God dog it. Yeah, that you know what I would tell you like this. In my training, I train with so many mixed martial arts. You know, like people that they went pro, so they would come back to get good training and everything here and there um, for their fights. And sometimes I would get hurt, and if it hurts so bad, I'm I'm looking at losing money from my job. But I got so good at it to where I was able to protect protect myself at different in bad times or whatever, and I could train more because I got good to protect myself, so I can train more. And uh, but the thing was that when I did get hurt, I knew that it was gonna take me out for a minute, and I couldn't have that. Every time I got hurt, I went to work. I worked more, even though like it could be my arm, my leg, feet, neck, uh, whatever it is. I would go to work until I heal up and pop back up in the gym. State trooper just drove by me. Good thing I wasn't flying. I was I always conscious of uh, police sitting somewhere watching, going up and down the road, and just like now, you know, being conscious of this uh, speed limit. I'm not gonna put the pedal to the floor. Yep. I don't know if you get what I was saying about Porter, Shawn Porter. The way I saw him was he was a dog, and I knew I said I was looking at him to be consistent throughout that fight. But to be honest with you, I didn't see the. I didn't even. I don't know if anybody could say that saw like the dog mentality that he had with everybody else was there. I don't even want to say he was timid to fight Bud. They was talking about being friends and all this stuff, and I don't think they invited each other to each other's homes and stuff enough to say that they that type of friend. It's, it's three types of friends out there: constituents, I mean confidants and constituents, and then comrades, right? So the confidants is the one uh, that that I thought he was claiming to be, but it ain't. Their constituents are Conrad's, one of them. And that ain't nobody to say, I'm going to take it easy on you in the match. You know? That's just somebody to say, hey, you was out here with me when I was doing this and doing that. That was it. When the money, if the money changes, then either his friend gonna go somewhere else or he gonna go somewhere else. So that don't mean that means that they're not confidants. Money can't break that friendship, you know. So let's say, that's I hope you are well, brother. Oh, I'm good. Um, I need, you know, I ain't been getting a whole lot of sleep. So when you don't get a lot of sleep, uh, you lose your you lose like if you got when you sleep, it seems like You can see your abs when you wake up. In my case, my stomach started trying to bulge out and everything because I was missing out on sleep. A lot of times I'm sitting up, sleeping like falling over to the side and shit like that. It's unhealthy. I go to the doctor and I get told to do this, do that, do this, do that. Don't do that. Don't do this. So I got somebody, barking at me about this and that, and I try to do the right thing. I got some sleep last night though. Well, not like it wasn't last night. It was after I got off the phone yesterday. I mean, after we got out of after the chat ended, I was like an hour from Albuquerque, New Mexico. So when I got there, uh, I was able to knock myself out and got enough sleep so I can get up and drive back. I'm wide awake driving back to Dallas, and me talking on here, it keep me up. Like right now, I'm like an hour and a half from this terminal I got to stop at for work, and then I'm uh, give this one trailer and take the other trailer and stuff to the Dallas terminal. Yeah, he said, yeah, oh yeah, and I ain't young no more, where I can see real good. Check this out, I can see real good, but there's some muscle in your eye that, as far as like helps you seeing from a distance or close up. That muscle, once it get wore down, it start losing its elasticity. So that's why people wear glasses where you can see close at the bottom half and far uh, on the top half, right? So that's what I got on. So now I'm reading the chat right with the bottom half of these glasses. And it's not like I had a lot of practice with these glasses. Let's see. That's why I've been on here last couple of weeks. A lot of my down shoulder, my discouraging me like a motherfucker. Oh yeah, it is. I forgot so I hope you. Yeah, I don't hurt Popeye until about okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Injuries. Uh, I'm gonna tell you what my coach told me. Don't let nobody cut you open. Like, you know what I mean? But unless you necessarily have to, right? Because he was talking about he had certain injuries and he let it heal up, right? So in my case, I had a torn meniscus and I let it go for so long until I decided I need to get it done, get something done to it. Um, and when I did, I was so hungry, I tried to rush back into competing, and I had this guy down, right? Had him on his back, and then he some kind of way I was trying to move around. He grabbed my ankle, and he pulled my ankle a certain way, uh, put me in a compromising position um, where he stopped me from submitting him, and uh, he had my ankle, and my ankle is connected to my shin, which is connected to my knee. So I need not not too long recovering from that meniscus uh, surgery, arthroscopic surgery. Uh, that shit was sensitive, so it hurt, and I'm over here trying to compete at a high level. Yeah. Hey, Centos, what you doing, man?
Hey man,
Oh, you sound like a
uh,
monster. Uh,
I sound like a what?
how how you get in?
Probably sound sleepy. DJ, I guess. I sent him a text.
text.
Let them know I was backstage.
Okay.
Yeah, someone text, let them know I was backstage.
The way I hear you, you sound like a monster. Have you heard that
Monster?
before? Like, yeah, like, a monster.
That sound real
gotta-
slow.
Yeah, that's it.
It might be the frequency.
Yeah.
just be the
Is somebody able to bring me back in?
I mean, if DJ is awake, yeah. I'm
Nope.
assuming.
Okay.
I'm on the low. I'm on the.
I'm about to say I'm about to have to shut it down in a minute because
There
I'm
go
going to
DJ.
leave at 6.
Oh, you gotta leave
You
at 6.
sound like a monster.
Yeah.
I can hear DJ fine. How it sound to you, DJ?
Sound good, man.
Well, I can
Good. Everybody coming through loud and clear.
It might be Picasso then. It might be your area where you at.
I can get out and then come back in. Is somebody is there a link to come back in?
Sure, but like I said, I'm about to close it out in about 30 minutes anyway. So
30 minutes?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Close the store door.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to leave in about 40. So
okay.
You gotta go make him some understanding.
See, 30 minutes. That'll be 6 o'clock. Central time. Yeah. But it's up to y'all what y'all want to do. It's up to y'all what y'all want to do.
Yeah, we can go and close it out, man. Thank you, D Will, of course, for staying all night, man. Keeping the chat live.
I missed my edit. It was giving me the wrong information. So I'm gonna
Yeah, man. Everybody who came through the panel tonight, everybody who stayed engaged in the chat.
Right.
Reggie Owens, my guy OG Sheldon Moore came through. President Jafar, KP from KC. Who else came through the Picasso, Santos Boxing? Everybody who came through the chat tonight, came through the panel tonight. Well, I appreciate it, man. And until tomorrow, man, we of course we enjoyed this as always. Thank y'all again for listening and commenting and keeping everybody engaged. And till tomorrow, man. Same time, same channel. But y'all on your own tomorrow. Y'all be back with Kyle tomorrow.
You know how that goes. It'll get it started.
All right, good talking with it. It's good talking with y'all again. We're gonna mix it up again down the road.
817 Boxing, I appreciate it too, man. Appreciate y'all coming through. As always.
At the roots, he let the beats build, bitch. And we never switch. Even if I'm rich, I'll be broke like I'm Mitch. Niggas talking down, but that's headed in the wrong direction. But I knock that shit out like the boxing section. Cause they can't touch what they can't see. All I gotta do is be the same me. All I gotta do is keep it G. Always be the same me. While I'm solid, boy, they can't change me. No.